giants money. Utlwa tse motho re mona wena bo millionaire.
Yeah. Good level giant man. What are good level giant? This one type giant re bone to.
Hey.
Are bona.
Ono itsa maga reverse ba ro ka reserve ba ro giant. Depela le mo reserve giant.
Intsele bone bana. Yeah. Go tlaloka.
Yeah. Giant ba tlo itse ke thoma ke ba giant.
Ene.
Ene ba ska mfollow sa be bana le jealous.
Ba go itse ka ene. Ba go itse ka ene.
Ba bona. Ke ra ona ka mokgo a ke re tla be ba itse re monno go lo roto bolela dilo tse re sa nya go dutwa mo stadium.
Yeah, wa nyala ra mtsabitsa.
Or kwatisa ari go bona re kwatisa.
We're coming to you live, man, from Kgosi FM studios right here in Westview, Pretoria West. My name is Kgosietsile. Welcome, gentlemen and ladies, so much for our stream today. We are streaming live on Facebook as we speak. My Facebook name is Kgosietsile, my account is Segongoane, and then again streaming live on YouTube, which is the Kgosietsile live show. If you are watching Facebook now, you will see the name Ifeta Motlasi Molawanto. That's what we are streaming today. And today is, our political Monday, so we are talking about something very serious. Ribuakata by the foreigners in South Africa. And Ribuaka the vaccine deaths and accidents. Working COVID-19 vaccines, mostly of their its deaths and its accidents that happened. More South Africa and the world at large, as we know, we did have a pandemic, but that's what the world called it, the pandemic, and all of a sudden the whole world was shut down for 2 years. And so we did go out there. Some of you guys went out there and took the jab because the jobs were telling you to go take the jab, and you were forced to go and do the jab and whatnot, and if you don't do it, you're gonna lose your job. Or all the politics that went on for that 2 years. So at the moment, we are gonna be discussing that today. They want to know, okay, what happened ever since then? Who did what happened to what, and what happened to what, and how much damage did anybody else got, and the injuries of the vaccine, side effect of the vaccine, what happened to it, and then because now I did one, gentlemen, show. This vaccine, the first one that was released by Pfizer, but we're not gonna do that yet. Can I did a show about this?
I'm relieved.
No. I don't play that game. I got Samik.
Okay.
The thing is, we
sorry, Kgosi, before we go far, I just want to find out. So that the viewers can probably understand where we're coming from.
Yes.
What's your profession?
Nah.
Yeah.
I'm a medical doctor.
You are a medical doctor.
Yes.
And then you've got a clinic as well. Mm-hmm. Okay. No, that's fine. Just hold it there.
Kanonyaga.
No.
Okay.
I love it. I love it because of your profession.
Yes.
Clarification.
You made a conscious decision.
Oh yeah.
Not to go and get vaccinated.
Yes.
When people like myself and other people like Boniki, when we came and said to people that, hey, this is dangerous, don't do it.
Yeah.
Some other ones who are not even in your space, they had the guts to say that, no ways, we're going to do it. How do you know?
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I love the fact that sometimes it shows you, knowledge is power.
Yeah, of course.
Knowledge will preserve you.
Yes.
Knowledge will protect you.
Yeah.
But we'll get into that.
All right.
plus le pharmacy ya buzure e ka se be doctor fela ke re ditlhare ke ra o fela
background
ya hao ya gore o itsing
ka this day
a re bolele motho fela le re o no ke a bolela
what is it you bolela?
All right. So like I said, we are live on Facebook now, and you're gonna be live on TikTok, man. You're gonna be live on TikTok on Boots. What is TikTok irang? It's stream key. I don't know why. Like I can do live on my phone, but I can't do live from other platforms. Like now, because I live like a Facebook, live like a YouTube at the same time. I can't put, and I could have put a one with stream on a TikTok. That's gonna be nice.
Yeah.
But then I've been begging them to give me a stream key. But how many followers can? 1,000. I'm like, you can go to hell. I'm not in that thing anyway. Understand? It's not like I'm on TikTok 24/7. I'm not even on TikTok.
Whenever you have 1,000 followers, for bona revenue ya bona tla be increase ka bokae ha bo
Eh,
ka bola le di
ba news a ke re fela.
yes a ke ko tla o tungwa lo patela pay as
So a
you
person like myself who's got 5,300 followers, how does that work?
Well, you can do a stream when on your phone.
already
You can just
qualified.
go to your phone and put the live stream. I've done it for my phone, whatever followers I have.
Okay.
I've done it, but how join on other platforms like Prism, the program we're using to shoot this thing. And Prism gives me the option of connecting all platforms I'm live on. I can be going to live on, right? So TikTok you're not about that. They'll say this huge thing you have to read and your thing is up. I'm not even gonna do this thing. I'm okay. So I just left it like that.
So next time I'm tuning into TikTok to my TikTok and while we're on, and then
Well, now you can do your TikTok live now when you're on and put it there, and your people can watch you. It's not a problem. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, but the sound won't be as nice as you can listen if you listen to our TikToks, like King, our Facebooks now. The sound won't be that nice.
Yeah.
Because the sound will be from the phone that will take everything in the room. The echo, the whatever it is. So this one is routed straight into the prism and then it goes out the way it is. Or do we speak to the
direct
mics?
mic.
Yeah. Anyhow, gentlemen, let's happen anyway today. We are talking about these two things. Let's start first. Like it's reasonable thing. Which one should we start? Foreigners. I gave you guys the little input on the vaccines. I did do a show on that. When Pfizer released the first papers. Pfizer was the biggest company that released vaccines, right? And they were the first ones who refused to take out their records on vaccine safety, on side effects. They're the ones who first. Then until Barry to release all the documents will take 75 years, and a court order. Yes, in the US, about you can enter within a year. And they did that. They were forced by the courts, or you must release those things. And then that's when we knew about myocarditis, the blood clots in this thing, heart attack and all that. And that's when now we know of all the other side effects that we never knew of. It's a lot of side effects from these things.
You know, because this issue about vaccines and stuff like that, it's for me, it angers me big time.
Yeah.
You know why?
Yeah.
First and foremost, we have no leadership. Whereby you had presidents of countries who got involved in this thing and actually forced it down the throat of their people.
Yes.
To say that take the vaccine as if they know what's in it. And people who are knowledgeable about vaccines and scientists and everybody else, others kept on saying, no, don't do that.
Yeah.
So for me, that's the reason why actually I'm not even impressed about the issues of voting, because you realize that there's no leadership, nobody cares about you. At the end of the day, the so-called leaders, they just care about their own pockets. I mean, how do you engage in a project of depopulation? Who is the one who's supposed to die?
Yeah.
How do you choose the people that must die?
Yeah.
You've got breadwinners there, you've got husbands, you've got wives, kids that are dependent on their kids and all these kind of things, and then you engage in a project to
depopulate the whole earth, because I don't know where that money you take it from.
Are you God?
You understand what I'm saying?
You understand?
Yeah.
And for those who are wearing the t-shirts, then you want to have the balls to come with your t-shirt and try and convince me to vote for your fucking president, who in the actual fact was involved in a scam like that. Are you nuts?
Yeah.
So honestly speaking, I've got a problem. I've got a big problem. And I feel that some of our people, they fail to reason.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, that's high treason.
It is.
That's crimes against humanity. And you cannot expect me, and then you want to try and sugarcoat it. That, no, but it's not about the party, it was an individual.
Yeah.
The decisions that are taken by that individual who's a member of the party, it was not by himself, but there was a caucus, there was an agreement that was done.
Yeah, and from the party itself, there was that agreement, and then it went out to government. Remember, a party will decide on one thing, and then that policy will be taken by government to discuss it as parliament as well, to say yes or no. Remember? Exactly. And then they did agree on both sides. Okay, fine. Lona as ANC caucus, NEC, you have said it, or people are going to receive, you're going to buy these things, And then government on it, does he agree to take these things to the people? Because remember, there's difference. There should be a difference between a party and state.
Exactly.
Yeah. So they did agree, and I agree with you.
And to show, you see, that's why. Hey, bruh, I've got a big problem. You know, sometimes people walk around with big cars and all that kind of stuff, and they want to act smart. But you realize when situations like this arises and how people make decisions, then you start to realize that there's a high level of stupidity. Because look at what Spain did.
Yeah.
Spain, they went crazy. There were riots in Spain. And on social media, they will not show it. But the Spanish people refused everything that has got to do with COVID and the vaccines. Here at home, you know, we were like sheep going to be slaughtered. Yeah. Everybody's calm about it. I remember I was in a taxi the other time.
Wearing of masks and
exactly.
And all that.
Exactly. I was in a taxi one time and with this taxi owner, and we were talking about this subject. And I was staying in what you call this place, Kalafong Heights. And there were women, some mothers there who actually were supportive of the idea of the vaccine. Yeah. And when we told them about what is happening with the vaccine, what it's capable of, and all these things, they were so emotional. We almost grabbed each other by hands. Hey, man. Because they were like in defense. As if they're going to benefit something from that. They don't even know. And this is the part that makes me sad, because then you start to realize, we
just follow us. That's the problem.
You see, most of the time, the level of thinking and reasoning is so shallow, because apart from you reading books, Sabo Credo, and all these other well-known people who spoke about the history of black people, you just have to do a legal observation and see how the Europeans have been bringing sicknesses in our continent, and later they will come with an antidote. It has been a trend, and see how those sicknesses have claimed lives. You talk about swine flus, you talk about all these TVs, HIV as well, and stuff like that. You just have to observe and look. You don't have to read a book, just see. And how is it then that you're going to expect to go to this time around? It's something different. I spoke to a former brother of mine. Now this is the thing about, you know, I know you're a Christian, but hey, bruh, Christians, sometimes they can be so narrow-minded. I was talking to this guy, and I'm like, but see, so my brother, can't you see that there's something wrong with this picture with the COVID? That black people are being killed. Listen to this. Then he says, no, Nick, you see, you don't understand. This is a pandemic. And so in the actual fact, it's not focusing on Africa, but it's focusing on international. You know what I said? I said in war, there will always be casualties. Yeah. In war, there will always be casualties. The focus, yes, the Italians died and everybody else, but let's check who died in Italy. It was all the elderly people, most of them. Even the people anyway. Do you understand? Everywhere the whole world was like that. But the focal point, the focus, if you listen to what Bill Gates was saying, the focus was on Africa. That is where the prophet of doom, Bill Gates, prophesied that there will be millions and millions of bodies. Even the wife. No, actually, they were not even prophesying something in Mohanu. They were surprised. Exactly. That's what why is there no bodies lying in the streets of Africa? Because they were expecting that. Exactly. They were expecting the same outbreak like Ebola, the same way like COVID. And look at our so-called government. Some of the most stupid people that we can come across. They went and started embarking in a project of digging up graves. 1 million. Digging up graves. 1 million. Preparing for the death. What the fuck, bro? I mean, really, that's so bizarre. That's so crazy.
I'm sharp more.
I've got something here that I've been using. I can't do it. How tomorrow?
And I'm looking at someone as a 5.
Simon, what is your take about this one? COVID.
That's why the topic is the two of them, they're very, very, very sensitive. Yeah. And then when we talk about them, since I said, I realize the problem is not the topic per se. It's our society. Our society, it's head. Yeah. They are not okay, but the is not a sickness per se, because I've realized whenever you handle sensitive topics, by this so personal.
But like, then why should you take a topic personal? If
we are lazy to do anything. When this thing pandemic they never researched, they never wanted to know anything. They just took they must go by Lotlab. Now Harka Dula to relieve 5. Ojoville. Yeah, vaccinated so so. Baleba Joville Mbiano. Why would you
rather do that? Because it's not me who said you must go and do this.
Hey guys, this is what. Ignorantly because the government they eat
yes.
Now that is why Reba divided. Anything the colonizer it is a morena. Always divides us. This thing here and now it divides us. On a would send a this rumor, give a man but traveling. I get the 4 of us, 2 I have 2 traveling. So Mare impita lily manch.
Can I share something with what man is saying? I just forgot the name of the movie. There is a movie that's similar to that where people were turning into zombies. And they were chasing the other ones who didn't get the flu.
The flu, yes.
Do you understand? The zombifying flu. And this is exactly what I think has been planned about the issues of vaccines and stuff like that. That there will be that division that either will set people apart because of, I can tell you right now, it's so true what you say. People, they are so sensitive about it. You start touching it, you're either gonna lose a deal if I'm doing business.
If it's a business,
that's how it is.
And whatever the worst thing was, what Buffett? Like I said earlier, I did a show on this, and YouTube pulled it out. I hope they won't pull this one out as well. When the first papers came out, Pfizer had to admit, for men, this vaccine was actually making us have less sperm, right? It was making men important, especially now they are forcing this thing on young teenagers. But about 12 years old, that's why the myocarditis thing came in. So when I did this show, I did it here, I got video, I think by inside within a day, but no, it's violating their whatever, because that time, it was that time you can't say nothing about the vaccine. A vaccine, COVID-19 were keywords. Their algorithms will just pick it up. I hope that they will pick it up this time, and then I don't know what they're going to do with it, like with this one. And people were not allowed to question anything. People were not allowed to say anything about this whole thing, which really showed us this is more political than health and science. Do you understand? Any doctor, any nurse who could say, but then guys, can't we do this? They were either cut off by prosecuting or something. They were called names, anti-vaxxer. I remember Power FM had a vaccine drive-through thingy, Power FM, right? And TT, they want episode tema, what's an through from 6 to 9. This guy had the audacity to ask the MEC, MEC Health, when is the economy going to be open for those who are vaccinated? As if being vaccinated means I'm never going to get COVID, because that was the first lie. The first lie was vaccinate, you won't get in COVID. Ever. It will stop transmission. Many people won't get it from anyone else. Then they changed again. Well, guys, you do get COVID, but it won't be as bad as before. That was the second lie. The third lie came here. No, it stops hospitalization and death. Which is another lie. Third lie. You understand? And then you see coming all the boosters. How do you boost the vaccine? I have to explain what is a vaccine. But I want you understand vaccine. Okay. Vaccine goes like this. Vaccine is not a cure for anything. You understand me? Vaccine is not a cure for nothing. Vaccine is just to make your body ready in case you get the real virus. And how's the vaccine made, by the way? Vaccine is so we take the very virus.
We put it in you.
Yeah. But then we nude it.
Next time.
Renta mitochondrial, which will make it.
I go hard. Focus very important thing. For you to create a vaccine, you take that thing.
That's the very same vaccine.
So it means they already had the virus.
Okay, let's say they were, but then there is a conspiracy theory. It was there. It was there for China a long time before you can even get the multifaceted. It was the risk kaboom. So don't even think of it in like a surprise. It was there for a long time. Any virus in that it happens like this. Virus is created by a human being.
Exactly.
Bacteria are the ones that are natural. You understand? So virus is created in a lab. By create by find characteristics, or it will attack a man, it will attack a man. That's why I'm multivirusing. When you look into virus, flu virus, whatever, Ebola, it has a specific system in your body which it attacks. Highly flu, on your nostrils, more thing. That part in enhancer how it's gonna be transmitted to another person. Do you understand what I'm saying? So its characteristics will be how is it transmissible? In a sense, when I live flu, I'm gonna have to sneeze, then Jibilika
Airborne, yes.
Ebola virus. It's from evolution from the polio virus. You understand? It evolves from the polio in a better nerves.
Yeah.
I get Ebola better your veins. Anything in your vein, which is a vein, it pokes hole and then you bleed inside your body. That's why it's like a hemorrhagic fever. Your fever, how wherever you have an orifice,
hemorrhage.
you understand what I'm saying? So they were like whenever they design a virus, they designed in a way by a designer, and then by its this virus is characteristic it's gonna attack which system in your body. You understand what I'm saying? So bacteria are natural that God made, that doesn't kill us. But then they will mutate that as well to make sure it's going to kill you. For example, body drop or the gonorrhea, not all these little STDs, the bacterial ones. Yeah.
You know, when you talk about this thing, guys, you know, these things are said because of we're talking about politics, and politics are not addressing issues at all.
Yeah.
When you talk about this thing, do you know that even in food, they've actually perfected that when black people eat certain things, those things must react.
Yeah.
They started with the ants.
Yes.
To say that they wanted to kill a specific ant. And these ants will probably destroy crops and all that. Then Heunzo perfected the system. So you can actually buy the same veggies, go Pick and Pay and anywhere else. But when it comes to us, they've got a particular thing that they will do. That is the reason why you find today, as much as you can be on veggies and all that and think that you are being healthy, but already they are contaminated for you.
Yeah.
Why? Because of they've done exactly what we're talking about. They've managed to perfect the system. So we are in a war here.
Yeah.
So they've got a target. We're in a war here. Food, knowledge, religion, everything. It's a warfare.
Yeah.
And that warfare is coming up slowly and people don't say it. That is why, like what we had a debate yesterday, remember talking about issues of meat and stuff like that. I don't want us to go there. but what Minor was saying, is true. It's true. That even the meat has been seriously contaminated.
Yeah.
Already when you consume it, you are already consuming poison. Now, you see, the reason why most of us, we don't see these things and we never take them serious and we think that they are conspiracy theories. It goes back to the very same thing that I keep on telling people. We do not know who we are.
Yeah.
Once you know that you are of Hebraic descent, that we are Hebrews, then you'll understand why all these things
are happening to us.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You will understand why these things are happening, because then once you understand the Hebrew history and how powerful we were in all aspects, then you'll understand why we become the target. Why these guys, until today,
they are trying to eliminate Africa.
Exactly. And they're still trying to gain control of us. Look at what has happened. We talk about even the issues, like you say, that what happened with COVID, it actually, the results that they got, it is not what they expected.
Yeah.
Because they thought that it was going to be big. The same thing with HIV. I got to notice that in the actual fact, today, even those people who are no longer taking, who have never even started to take ARVs, but they still remain resistant of HIV for some reason.
Yes.
Because of the way our system is designed. Before you know it, they start snacking with it.
They become immune to that.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
Our system is like that. So whatever that you throw into us, it can start right now creating an issue, people dying and stuff like that. And I think the first stages is because of the still fear.
Yeah.
But as soon as we get used to it, it's not working anymore.
Yeah.
So that is the reason why they don't understand how come we are always surviving everything that they are bringing up.
Yeah.
And it takes me back to my biggest argument.
Yes.
Whether money or no money, the black race is the authentic race, is the chosen race, is the race.
Yeah.
Which it will take us to another topic again, why you have melanin and why the sun.
Yeah, no, we'll come to that, mine. Yeah, so like I was saying, how just to finish up on how they design a virus, right? And then they will design it in the lab, they will test it in some rats or something, if it's a good one, you know? They'll test it in some rats and see how the effects were. So this one, it was never tested on anyone. I mean the vaccine, yeah. So what the vaccine does, but the very virus, it was, let's say, it was a surprise. You know, people just got COVID. Yeah, COVID is you have to take a patient, then they get that virus. But I wonder, okay, how is the structure? How is the reproductive structure? How fast and how that's how you study something, for you to know how to counter it. You understand? Because you don't just pick up something where I'm gonna do it. This one was never studied, by the way. And a vaccine, it takes up to 25 years to perfect.
That's what I know.
By the way, 30 years to 30 years to perfect. It's 2 years. 2 years, I feel like, this one is right. It's safe. Safe. Who did you test it on? That was the question that we asked. Who did you test it on? How it was safe? That's why politics came into this whole thing of COVID. There's so much that people are afraid to ask relevant questions. Because if you ask something, you have been labeled an anti-vaxxer, conspiracy theorist, and whatever. And people lined up to get these things because they were scared for their lives. Can they put in something which it's not even supposed to be? Now, the worst one about this vaccine, it wasn't even a pure one. It was mRNA. And I'm going to explain to you what is mRNA. M means messenger, right? And literal messenger, by the way. It's like a microchip. It's a component that you can infuse information in. The creator of that thing was banned on Twitter, by the way, when he told them, I never designed this thing to become a vaccine. The creator of the very mRNA, he told them. And he was banned on Twitter, he was banned on Facebook, he was banned on YouTube, he was banned in every platform, so that he mustn't speak anything about this thing out there. They took something which is mechanical, Jibilika, by its ear, and then they created a vaccine out of it. And RNA this time. Yes, viruses don't have DNA like us. Viruses have RNA. How an HIV virus mutate in your body, it goes like this. Your HIV will come bouncing, floating in the inside the blood. It's got receptors. It's a ball like this. It's a ball like this, right? Let's say all these shiny things are receptors, sort of the funnels.
Yeah, those cone-like.
Cone-like shape, let's say, right? So this virus will come and it will see the white blood cell, right? White blood cell has the same cone-shaped funnel things as well. So it attaches itself to this thing and injects its RNA inside the white blood cell. That's an HIV one, right? What it does is it goes in and then it breaks the DNA in half and attaches itself on the other strand. Do you understand? If it does that, then it breaks the cell, right? It breaks the cell, and then how break that cell, what comes out is little RNAs, which is one strand. A DNA two strands. It's like a twisted ladder. Do you understand? So this one is not only one, and here bada out, and then it becomes other viruses. One virus can push a million little viruses in one cell only. What ARVs are doing, the three of them, they've got 3 jobs in a cell, right? If they get inside a cell, 3TC, let's say lamofidine, it breaks into chunks of crystal chunks, like sugar. And it literally blocks the receptors of the cell. It sits there for that time and it's still effective. Tenofovir will come in and cut where it was joined. Cut, join, cut. Felabia for the whole time. And then Baraking, Doltegravanad, I'm not sure, so kind of what was the function I on. So when this the HIV comes now again, right? And you go join this thing. Hey, can I create cell and ARV around it?
It changes.
Yeah, bouncer, it goes out. It cannot attach itself to inject the thing inside. Do you understand? That's how they are limiting the reproduction or multiplication of the HIV cell. Hence, the body gets time to produce more and more cells. check a very lower than detectable. Doesn't mean this person is
Viral
healed.
load.
Yes. It simply means, sorry, we can detect any viruses in a 50 cubic square meters of his blood. In a sense, a person has got 7 liters of blood inside them, right? So if you look in 1 liter, we check 5 million things. We don't find any viruses there. It doesn't mean it's not there. It's so less that you can't even find it in one. Maybe it's only 2 or 3 floating in the whole body. You understand what I'm saying? So does it mean you can infect somebody else as a man? You can. As a woman, we are safe enough because you have been circumcised already. You understand what I'm saying? So that's just a little brief HIV, how it was almost controlled. Yeah. Now coming this one, the COVID. They put this messenger. That messenger must now teach your body how to recognize the virus, which is another lie. You understand how it must now recognize the virus, and then it can be able to block you. One thing that you must understand: a vaccine's job is to make your body ready. Hare no prophylaxis malaria going to Mozambique and up there. That thing will make me have a lot of antibodies inside. Waiting. It's like you're waiting for war. There's a war coming, and then the soldiers have been told, prepare. And then they will prepare for that war. You know, how barricade, South Africa, something like that. Do you understand? It was never meant for as a cure to stop anything. It was meant for how create this virus. When it comes inside you, it won't be as effective as it was if you are just like this or not anything. That was the purpose of a vaccine. And it takes 20 to 30 years to perfect the vaccine. There's no way that you can make a vaccine within 2 years and it just, it's gone. Who did you test this thing on? How effective did you see it was? That is why there's so many boosters. Have you ever flu vaccine? We have every year, by a booster, because like within 12 months. Look at the other vaccines that you've taken. Why not have malaria once or have measles once in his own life? And then they never go for booster after booster after booster after booster because the real ones were designed like that. Do you understand? And I say real in inverted commas because you don't know what went into those vaccines as well, especially targeting us as black people. So whenever we speak about these things, my bro does more of we're a conspiracy theory, and they blocked me.
you know the thing about issues of conspiracy theories and stuff like that. I think it's just people who are lazy to do research. People who are lazy to actually, go and find out information. I mean, there's no way that you can have different people from different walks of life saying the same thing only to find out it's a conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
I personally will tell you that it doesn't happen. I mean, I'm trying to make sense out of it. How is it that people who have never met, they don't know each other?
Yeah.
They've never influenced each other by any form or kind or whatever it is.
Yes.
They are saying the same thing. And you just want to come and cancel it and say it's null and void. Just because of when you choose not to believe it. You understand what I'm saying? It's the same thing that we spoke about the other time when we were talking about spirituality and all these things.
Yeah.
We spoke about issues of mermaids and stuff. I mean, you hear stories not just in SA, you hear stories in Scotland, you hear stories all over the place.
Yeah.
There was this spotted there, there was that spotted there, there was this spotted there. Then you want to sit in your own lounge and then you the intelligent one.
Yeah.
You the clever one. Everybody else who's saying it is crazy, but when you know what? You've got the...
We're not clever.
We're not clever. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
So people all over the world spoke against the issues of vaccine. People spoke about COVID. People went into social media everywhere, streaming up information, trying to spread the information, to spread the knowledge.
And those people were blocked?
People were blocked and all these things.
They were called names?
Yeah. You even had... You even... Look, Donald Trump's time, when he was removed,
Yeah.
During his time, the right-wingers fought against this issue. Do you understand? In the States.
Yeah.
But sometimes the mistake that we do, instead of looking at the content, we quickly play the race card. Just because of those were white people with guns protesting and refusing the issues of mask and all these things.
Yeah.
Some black comrades will sit and say, check how stupid white people are. No, my brother. Come I tell you, these are international politics that you don't understand. They are not stupid. Those owns, they refused a lot of things when it comes to the issues of COVID-19 because of they knew that this was nothing but just a biochemical warfare.
Bona Sweden, King, what's this country again? Switzerland. They never locked down. Switzerland, they never locked down. And there was and CNN and the other news outlets, they were busy trying to discredit that country so much. Yeah, Babon, it's called the numbers are rising. There was no number of Switzerland.
Come I tell you,
whoever got sick there was treated as a flu person.
What did I say to you? That if you look at the countries that are not part of United Nations, they don't get to be affected, excuse me for my French, by shit.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, what is happening is this. These countries, they're not part of the system. They are away from the system.
Yeah.
And that is why the people that will be affected by the system are the ones who are part of the system.
Yeah.
And for you to become part of the system, you need to become part of the United Nations.
Yeah.
So that is the reason why we never had much about Holland and all these other places when it comes to COVID, because of they were not part of that whole system. And once you understand that, then you will know that there is nothing that comes from up there going down that is pure.
Yeah.
Everything has been contaminated.
Yeah. Guys, we're coming to you live from Kgosi FM right here in Westview, Pretoria West. The number is 064-548-7976. If you want to join us on our conversation, today we're going to Foreiner and the COVID-19 accidents and deaths. So if you are part of those people that are banally those COVID-19, because I know a young lady who came here, myocarditis. She went to an open heart surgery, 22 years, but that clot come out after doing COVID, the vaccine. So if you know you are part of those people, please let us know more. 064-548-7976. Comment on Facebook. My Facebook page is Kgosietsile, and then my YouTube live now. We are live on Facebook and YouTube now. The Kgosietsile live show, you'll see us live, 3 of us in the studio talking about this issue, because it's an issue. We were never going to talk about this issue like this 2020 or 2021. We're not going to talk about it now because we're going to be shut down. We might even be arrested for spreading misinformation according to what they were saying. But before then, let's go to the little girls' room and then we watch.
Little girls' room.
This show is brought to you by Segongoane Medical Services and Clinic. They are a private clinic situated in number 70 Kgosietsile in Westview, Danville. They specialize on the following: primary health care, ailment diagnosis and treatment, including medication, wound care, family planning, well baby clinic, basic ultrasound, laboratory blood services, treatment of chronic illnesses, treatment and management of patients on ARVs, wellness screening, antenatal clinic, HIV services and counseling. They have a pharmacy on site and they are doing CCMDD services as well, OHS clinic, circumcision clinic and abortion services. Their cell phone number is 064-548-7176 or 071-422-8576. Again, the address is 70 Kgosietsile in Westview, Pretoria West in Danville. Cell phone number again is 064-548-7176 or 071-422-8576. Yeah, and then if you want a similar advertisement for your business, contact us on 064-548-7176 and we'll do similar for you and then advertise you on this platform. Most 7 countries now in the whole world: Italy, Spain, South Africa, England, and Swaziland. We have listeners there as well. So people are tuning in now in all those countries, listening to us as we speak. Then the US as well, by the way, 6 countries. Kgosietsile live show is there. Okay. So, you want to do, you're listening to us now for the business, you want to do a similar thing, let us know, because we're international. So the thing is, not do something.
Now my experience, look at this thing. COVID. I had a lady friend of mine that's link ya mmotsisa hore man akante skipane wena o jovile aria kireban kanjani o sa tlo consulta le nna go
yeah
arawa. The reason for her or a job is because she wants to travel.
Okay.
So I'm putting this out because I want you to understand everything I emphasize, or you must look at the mind level of our society.
Yeah.
Imagine a person, I sort of stupid, but I'm just saying the way our mind is made to think. A person is risking her life for the fact that she wants to travel.
Yeah.
The responsibility. She's a mother. If it's because solely she was basing this on traveling.
Yes. I travel like
I get travel global. Like once in a while, look at Spain.
And
I saw why
Jesus.
Can't need to see the photo look Spain. So I get the same when
what if now it's more plenty like King Asaboy?
So I want to trap and the net was people who are employed. Nailor if Jovi, you're going to get this. And then the people by the business, you are not longer to get business. Those who are travelers, you are not travelers. So Baladili everyone by created this fear of the war. So people are suffering the consequences because they never even gave people a chance. Said, now my only thing in Nakibu there was something wrong that didn't make sense.
Yeah.
We can go to any country, have a pandemic or a problem. There's a system that they use. So traditional healers were never even consulted about something that they could have done much better.
Yeah.
Whether it's throwing the bones, but or have the cure, the medicines. And I know people had the cure. Yeah. But I couldn't tell people because you know the minute to so you become a threat. So that's why government there approach the relevant people. Influential.
Yes. Yeah.
Business but influencer.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, when there were a lot, yo.
Yes. Everyone was now an advocate.
Anybody now was a medical doctor telling us how good this is supposed to be for us, blah blah.
Let me just to chip in there. The reason why our government will not consult traditional healers, and the reason why our people will not listen to traditional healers, is the same thing that we're always talking about here in the studio. Colonization. Colonization has made abantu abamnyama to undermine izinto zabo.
Yeah.
You understand? And that's what we're suffering from. And that's the reason why even if help comes from our own, we still scrutinize, undermine, and even, talk it down.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
And it's so sad.
Yes.
And it shows how low we perceive ourselves as abantu abamnyama. And that's the reason why our government didn't even bother ukuthi balalele inyanga ukuthi inyanga sithini kuzothwa laba abugqoka ikhumba bazini labo. Let's come and let's ask the experts.
Yeah.
Experts in what?
Yeah. And those experts, they knew the truth, but then they hid it because they were under pressure. That's why this thing became so political. It's not even funny, guys. It became so political. The moment the government gets a sanction your livelihood, this is no longer about your health. This is about an agenda that they are trying to push. Because some of them, vaccine, you can't force it. Why do you have to force me to take something I don't want to take? Because if for that means there's something that you want to achieve, and that thing will be seen. Now it's seen. People are getting myocarditis, but what vaccine at the moment, and I'll tell you that in each game, those people are getting flu like this. Her basa na immune system. My own sister, retiree, that sister 60 something, 63 now for sure. Ne, she's a retiree. She got a bronchitis at her age. Sickness yabana. Bronchitis. Did you check OCR? I phone. And then bronchitis.
My own brother after and this man is working in a corporate industry. He's a scientist. He works with chemicals and all this kind of thing. When I spoke, yeah. Sorry, I could gain.
Yeah.
When I get my sabat.
Yeah.
Like, I know that's ignorance.
They went and did that.
Yeah, they went. Guess what happened?
Yeah.
He was admitted, got a funny sickness. All of a sudden, he had water in his lungs.
It's okay.
The water was drained, and then he went back again.
Yeah.
And I was like, So, but remember what I said. No, Puti, we don't want to hear that. We just want people to be positive now.
Of what? Of what?
Bruh, I'm sorry for that.
Let's do this.
But what the fuck? Because you just have to be positive. I told you before,
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But because you choose to undermine.
Yeah.
You know, my other first book, What It Means to Be a Black Man, I've noticed something there. The sad story about Batwabansu, Linyatso.
Yeah.
You see, Linyatso will take you far. I'm telling you.
Yeah. Whatever. Now I've got some voice recordings that I got. It's like the videos. I'm not gonna play them, but I'm gonna play the voice note commentary, so people will hear the audio. Even those who will watch this thing will laugh with us now. Will watch. It's just snippets from different parts of the world of what's happening, what happened, and how are people now living this thing. I'm gonna play the first one. Let's just give it a listen, then we'll take it from there. All right.
It's a question so many people have wondered. Does the COVID-19 vaccine have an impact on my health? Now, the largest COVID study ever conducted is providing some answers. A link between the vaccine and heart and brain disorders has been uncovered.
Now, researchers with Global COVID Vaccine Safety Project reached this conclusion after collecting data from nearly 100 million people across 8 different countries. Today, I spoke with a local medical expert who says the COVID vaccine still outweighs the risks. We also talked to everyday people about their attitude toward getting the shot.
I'm going through a lot of mental and physical things now and it wasn't like that before.
Elizabeth Foster says she questions if the COVID-19 vaccine she took in 2020 has anything to do with the decline she says she's experiencing in her health. Foster's still digesting the new data released by the Global COVID Vaccine Safety Project, which studied nearly 100 million vaccinated individuals across 8 countries. The report specifically looked at the adverse effects of the Pfizer, Moderna, and AstraZeneca vaccines, finding the following. The study links vaccines to slight increases in neurological, blood, and heart-related conditions like myocarditis, pericarditis, and Guillain-Barré syndrome. For instance, out of the more than 99 million people studied, researchers observed only 190 cases of Guillain-Barré syndrome in people who took the vaccine. Researchers stressed the association between the vaccines and adverse side effects does not prove the vaccine was the root cause for the illness.
And I think what this study confirmed is pretty much what other smaller studies have said in the past. And that's the following. Number one, vaccines have risks. I think only a fool would say vaccines don't have risks.
Dr. Jonathan Cantor, who's an adjunct scholar at the Penn Center for Clinical Epidemiology and Biostatistics, reviewed the study and still contends the benefits of the vaccine outweigh the risks. Cantor says the new research shouldn't erode anyone's trust in the vaccine, but instead prompt them to think about their own personal medical condition and their own need for protection.
What do you say to those folks who might have said, hey, we knew the vaccine was dangerous all along? Now here's the proof.
There's no such thing as a drug that has an effect without a side effect. So everything has potential risk. The problem is, what is the risk of the thing that you are trying to prevent? And that's where it comes into play. So for example, if you have for parents, right, if you've got a healthy 3-year-old who's had COVID 4 times already, well, then I'd say, I don't know what the benefit is that you're going to get from getting that vaccine today. But if you tell me that you've got a 84-year-old in a nursing home that somehow came out of a time machine and is now entering the world in 2024 and has never had a COVID vaccine, well, for that person, I'd say, well, then we really have to think about whether a COVID vaccine makes sense for them.
Since the COVID-19 pandemic began in March of 2020, nearly 7 million people have died across the globe from COVID-19. That includes more than 1 million people in America. It's also estimated that 71% of the world's population has received at least 1 dose of the COVID-19 vaccine. And as you heard Dr. Cantor, they're saying, his biggest takeaway, and mine too after doing the story, was that, you have to look at your own personal risk and whether or not you have any contributing factors that could lead to, some kind of complications. But I guess the silver lining for all of us, whether or not you believe in the vaccine or not, if it's safe or not, is that the strains of COVID-19, when they have mutated, they have become less deadly. Mm-hmm. We've seen those deaths trail off versus what could have been worse, where they could have mutated to a more deadly strain.
Yeah, but I'm sure there are a lot of you who listen to that story. Like me, I'm sitting there going, what has happened over the past couple of years. You know, I had the COVID shot, I had COVID, and then dealt with pericarditis like just this past Christmas. So I never had heart problems before, so I wonder.
Right.
You know, now I'm going to be doing some more research to figure out what in the world.
Yeah, and it's always good to check with your general practitioner, check with your doctor. And these are the questions and conversations that you need to have when you need to decide whether or not you want to get the COVID-19 shot or any vaccine for that matter, based on your own personal health.
Great story. Thanks, Tarek.
Yeah, and you know what's funny, guys? This last part, now check with your doctor, whatever. That thing was never done before. They were actually prohibiting that. Like these doctors, you know what? How can you check with your doctor before you can do this? Because they will be told the truth or what. When I'm got this thing, let's treat this thing before you can just jump and do that. How many people have died of COVID still having that shot? Because it never stopped. And COVID was more of that extreme flu that killed people with already having some other ailments before. And those who have got weak immune systems, like Bahol, you understand? It never affected any children. You have ever seen any kids about Shule? And more worst of all, it was more of a COVID related. It was never a COVID death. The Steve Kitela, they were never written COVID death. They were written COVID related. COVID related.
I get like HIV and AIDS. We said the same thing.
Yeah.
People started batlokofala.
Yeah.
And then nenzibina kumbangwala bar HIV or AIDS. I get it. Marogar hanziba wana hore mo ogaratlo mo inova natural causes. So there's no one who can say nearly lang equals taking because no.
More is in a better for HIV. Stigma. The stigma is still there. So they were cutting the stigma. No, even the worst of all, never say this stigma because there was no stigma of COVID. It was more of a political agenda. We can't in good faith say this is a COVID death because we can't even find the death of COVID. Moto ki flu ya mola. So all doctors were forced to write mola COVID deaths, even though no, it's not idea.
You know where I realize that politicians are so bad, bruh.
Yeah.
Is when their own brother, Jackson Timbo dies of the shit. And they know exactly what's cutting, but at the end of the day, everybody wants to act as if they don't know. But having said that, this is another thing again that now I think a lot of people who are independent thinkers started realizing that they were not even protected by their own church leaders.
Yeah.
They were not even protected by the church.
Leaders were told to comply with this thing.
That's you see, this is my problem. I can't understand that. Here you are, you've got around about 15 million people. The other one has got around about 3 million people. The other one has got around about 7 million people.
Yeah.
Somebody else somewhere probably sitting around about 5 million. These are numbers.
Yeah.
Come on. How do you guys fail as leaders of society like that, so much influential, to come together and say, you know what, we are putting an end to this nonsense. Government or no government, we are not going to vote, we're not going to do X and Y and Z. These are people and this is bull. I love what the Shembe people did. They took a march in Durban.
Okay.
Shembe made it clear, we're not taking this vaccine. They took a march, those owns.
Yeah.
And guess what happened? That's where the ANC was crippled as far as municipalities are concerned.
Is it?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
And it was all white.
Yeah.
It was all white. Debs was still around about 200,000 members. Now, you see, Mina, I believe Guti, Lamadota, who are in those positions, for an example, I mean, they are holding power. And as somebody who's a shepherd, and you see that there's something that is harmful coming to your people, you don't need and you don't have to be politically correct.
You don't comply.
You don't have to be politically correct. I've got a problem with leaders who are leading such large numbers of people and they still want to be seen as politically correct while they know that politicians are corrupt. Politicians are corrupt. And look, it's a corrupt game. End of the story. Don't come and pretend as if you are speaking in my behalf.
Yeah.
I don't give a flying fuck about you. I don't. I can speak for myself.
Yeah.
This whole game is not about me. You are caring about your own stomach.
Exactly.
That's how it is.
Yeah. What's about the sad part was when churches were closed. when I guess that's the because they don't just close for a long time. I don't know if they are. Yeah, they're still wearing masks now. West of they want just to see as we speak. The members must come with a COVID vaccine, COVID certificate. So they're negative. I'm like, oh my guys, at this moment you're still having that. Are you serious? The question came when guys, what is this? If vaccines work, why do you have to wear a mask, right? And if the masks work, why do you have to vaccinate? And then if social distancing works, why do you have to do all three? Do you understand what I'm saying? So remember, we had 3 protocols. Wear a mask, vaccinate, and social distance. So washing your hands wear a mask and gloves. There was a lady in the local market. I'm like, wow, okay. That I talk about this thing. So the 3 was like, if all these 3 work, why do you have to vaccinate in the first place? Do you understand what I'm saying? Because even without a vaccine, that means I'm safe from the distancing and from masking, right? But you still wear a mask, you still social distance, and you still go to vaccinate.
As much as we talk about Bantu education to be one of the most bad education systems, but there's one thing that Bantu education taught us: carbon dioxide.
Yeah, you inhale your own shit again.
You can't do that. You understand? You can't do that. You can't do that.
Soul regime. And I always tell people that there's these 2 kids they're in class, the mask. I'm like, why are you guys wearing masks? Then that's how you're gonna make yourself more sick. Let's not call it simple thing. You exhale carbon dioxide, you inhale oxygen, correct? So if you exhale the virus, it will bump on this mask and you inhale it again.
That's why.
How does it make sense? You need this atmospheric air. This thing must be under control.
But now
never ever wear this again.
But the thing now, of course, is this. What you just said now, you will see the so-called clever blacks.
Yeah. But on
guys, I'm so unfair. I'm sorry. I've seen a lot of damn owns.
Yeah.
You see the so-called clever blacks justifying nonsense.
Exactly.
And when you start talking like that, there's like, how do you know you're not even a doctor?
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Logic in jail.
I mean, you think that government barrapale mask, so it means that you must put on mask so that you're much more safer. But where's your reasoning?
Yeah.
So when it came to COVID, that's one thing I realized. And that's what made me actually to lose respect of a lot of people. When it came to COVID, people took their brains
and they put it behind their asses
and sat on it. Yeah. and sat on it. That's what happened. Nobody was. I was constantly fighting with securities. I remember there was a security guy who made it his task to chase after me. Go at lane. Because I will go in with no mask.
Yeah.
And then he will come to me, hey,
for what?
Can I tell you something? I'm well researched.
Yeah.
And I'm not like you.
Yeah.
That's why I'm not holding a tongue pin.
Yeah.
I will not inhale.
Yeah.
My
own virus again.
Exactly.
Yes.
I won't do that.
Yeah.
So that is why that's what the problem is. Our people, they don't want to read. And apart from reading, like I said, you just have to observe the trend. Observe the trend. What happens after particular time, there's always something that comes. And that thing is created from the lab. And Mautia Bega, who is the target market? The target market is black people. Don't tell them about the other white folks who died and stuff like that. But the people that actually had to be depopulated.
Kirina. If they had a choice, Jibilika, that thing could have started here.
Yeah.
So they didn't have a choice. They could not do it like that. If they had a choice, to be honest with you. I don't keep people cross conspiracy theorists. But if they had a choice, this thing could have started here.
Yeah.
And they could fail still. Would fail still.
No, remember what happened in China?
Yeah.
There was a time whereby it was said that, no, there's another strain of COVID that comes from Africa now.
I remember.
All of a sudden now, black people were blocked out by the Chinese.
Yeah.
Whom the Chinese are the ones actually found
this thing, yes. And remember handed to this COVID. There was this thing, it doesn't affect black people.
Yeah.
It does affect Pila. Even Bill Gates mentioned it. That's when Jiggy Idris Elba, the black actor Tila Mandela, now had COVID all of a sudden. And he went and made a video of him at Juluka Safeto. Hey. And there was that girl passing behind him, up and down, like, these people think you are stupid. And they even now, but they wanted to convince people that this thing is real and it's affecting everyone, they now had bought Tom Hanks. actors. He was shooting a movie in Australia, and now he's got COVID and the wife. You know, it was just a rubbish in general. Yeah.
But by the
way, why are we doing that? Because of you supposed to be free up in here.
I know.
We're supposed to be free.
We are free
up in here. Why pressing that button?
So actors were put into this thing called COVID. It was like a fashion thing.
Yeah.
You know, mama actor on COVID. And so just trying to convince us so much for this thing here is real. Just put fear. I always tell people, listen, this lockdown thing was just to prepare the world. For the time now they are going to lock us up politically. Are we able to comply now? This was an experiment to see if really can we be able to comply. This assistant of mine, she got this, COVID. I never tested to see if it was COVID. So she came back. Strong. She was sleeping. I never got it, and I never did anything. The only symptom I felt was when one day
No, nah. Man, leave that thing. You know, I can tell right now, there's people who are watching the show because they just love the swearing. They're like, that neat guy, you must listen when he speaks. But listen to this. You know what you're saying. It's so true because I remember my first wife.
Yes.
Had all the symptoms.
Yeah.
She had all the symptoms from tasting, lack of smell and all these kind of things.
But before 10. That is a flu symptoms.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You see? Now she had all of those things.
Yeah.
And we were sleeping in the same bed. I love myself. I really love myself and I love the way I think.
Yeah.
I'm very stubborn.
Yeah.
That's how it is. I'm very much stubborn. And if I decide to say that I'm not gonna do it, I'm not gonna do it. I don't care who the fuck do you think you are. You're not gonna make you're not gonna make me do anything that I don't wanna do. So what I did, I just decided that you know what, I'm not gonna have this.
Yes.
And number two, I'm not gonna have this in my house. So what I did, I took my whole family because of both of my wives staying on the same roof, kids and everything. Took everybody to a drill. That's how it is. Just steam.
Yeah.
Steam, get all the things that you need for steaming, and all these kind of things. The steam. And everybody, whether you had symptom or nothing, whatever it is,
you're going through the same regimen.
Yeah, that's the drill. That's how it is. And from there, everything was fine. And then from there, we continued. And I said, we're not going to, because I got to notice that the time when you complicate matters is when you go to the clinic or you go to the hospital.
Yeah.
You're never going to come back.
Yeah. What is your take on this one?
That's like infected in the same way. As Utra, Neregisana, not Lambotarimuna family, none gets a lot like a fire. And she will do a very good.
Right.
Right. Lord, I'm not family. At Nahana family, I nearly steam able to work on a Marbasha before. You know, Lambota is steam to Margaraska or car. Move.
It is
twice.
Yeah, there is now still companies that are still saying people must bring this COVID thing. And there's no COVID vaccines anymore in South Africa, by the way. I tell you, now people have to go and test for COVID because more now has 350 to test you for COVID, by the way. To give my certificate, you say nigga stamp 350.
Yeah.
How you got lepe same. I think lepe 550 just for them to admit you. And there was never a law that said people must do that. The OHS law, if a person is suspected of COVID, this person has either work at home, or in a separate place for other people, not to force them to vaccinate. Because we have people who like vaccinated, they got even more sicker than us.
Yeah.
A stupid person, sorry to say that word, but I guess stupid this person. Hey, I got COVID, I got vaccinated, I got boosted, and then I got I had it again, and I had it again for the third time, and I went for my third booster, and I got COVID, but I never went to hospital, thank God. At least the vaccines worked. I'm like, how stupid can you be? To even sit before us and tell us, now you got how many boosters, but you still got COVID. No, I never got anything. I never got it myself. Well, I understand. I never got sick from this thing. I'm here.
Nana going swara, I was not frightened because Neki Zuru Kenale. So hopefully I'm at home. Mewa kuntu from work.
Yeah.
Can't do infected. They were feature. Len not the same thing you belang. We are go kamurenga roba. One bota rai kutlibi.
Yeah.
Na again I had already if it into it.
Yes.
I go to have a feature on to umuswara or hago urumba. Can't go on a move. So again, some coaching alone or with Gilbelis TV. Good feel like a pala go hair.
Yeah.
Good hagi him or gargelata moya waka.
Cold, yes.
The next thing, good fella traga mogaria. How?
Yeah.
The third one, honale running nose, not running, just watery.
On a lady, mommy.
Those are the symptoms that are getting their ones. Kabia, Gamia Mohirafa, Abashap. O got to deal 2 months. I walk in with her. But I know a miracle. Waga Delta.
I got the names, eh?
Yeah,
there were a lot of names that they already. But Delta on the
Jehovah. Delta and Kubadi. What's by ignorant? Delta dangerous. Hore. Ipolaya Senna. Kikiri into a garle popota, and so.
I know better for like.
Yeah. So we get a research. Yeah. Kirino. It's a madia how at Lord. Then how's not blood flow? Obviously, Pompo, Bashimana Banyago. I got flash. I got very lots. I got the Gizikai born as well.
Yeah.
Kawella Miracle.
Yeah.
And then they said parting into one of my friends after Tabili because of this thing, miracle.
Yeah.
That guy, Hamaruatiba, automatically, whatever psychological, flu.
Yeah, but everyone.
Hey.
Yeah.
And then the first symptom, Nagadira, that gets a hore, Najema. Let's all high. No freezer honam. And then also Ali Buse, a Kobe Minuana, I say. So get to take Hutabian Mutu, no shapo, now Garugo Luya Hale. So each time waits you. Even I'm healthy right now.
Yeah.
What gets one thing? Look, you say, when the basing gets the booster.
Hey, why do you have the booster?
Baby's uncle, but King, it's the regular uncle, so to leave.
Yeah.
Code 3. Yeah. Again, Hoodie on never know. Maragget Travisilo getting so bad now. All of a sudden, Swanti go travel booster,
How?
I was normal, Marnog, Swanti gets a motor.
Look, they even go as far as telling you, Hori, no, before Otlaba, you're supposed to know your state, your status, Sahori, or and stuff like that. Now, okay, fine. Point taken. Here I am. I've got sugar diabetes. I never had problems with it. All of a sudden, I get about this nonsense alone, and then I start having problems now. And then when I say no, it's because of I was already having a sugar diabetes. I've survived all of these years with it.
Yeah.
I had 1, 2, 3. I had high blood, and then do you understand what I'm saying?
So this gathering. When the previously totally did look like a teachers. Clip if it again.
No, it's because we're always talking about ass here. That's the reason why.
Did you just say clip?
We are always talking about ass. That's the reason why.
This guy is corrupt.
It's the first time we have a conversation that has got no ass in it.
So this gallery, then I had myocarditis. I had a heart attack in a way. I never had that in my life. So I'm wondering where does it come from?
And Kgosi, you see, this is where you see, hey, bruh, you know what? You better stop that thing there. This is where you see that actually politicians are bullshitters.
Yeah.
Because come I tell you what's happening. They never wanted to take responsibility for the shit.
Yes, they never
What
did.
they will say, no, as government, we are not responsible. How is it that you are forcing people to go and to go and get a jab?
Experimental.
But you do not want to take responsibility
for whatever could
happens
happen.
after. You understand what I'm saying? And I felt that was such a lame excuse.
Yeah.
And people could not even see right through that, but they still continued. They still continued to say, no, but for the fact that your government is not taking responsibility for what will happen to you after you've done what they tell
why
you to do.
Why do you have to go do it?
Then why do you still believe in them?
What is the worst thinking? When Pfizer released their first vaccines, they made governments in the world to sign them a waiver. They're not going to take any responsibility for any harm that comes to any of their citizens. And they ran Makafuli, Ken, Wako Tanzania.
Yeah. Yeah.
That guy has a game of Saluta blind.
That's why they killed him.
Yeah, he's the man.
Yeah, that's why they killed him.
He told them, that thing.
Yeah.
They killed him.
And it was him, and there's another guy again that followed after him. That
Madagascar.
Yeah.
And they were exactly. That guy actually, like, they made a drink, remember?
Yeah.
They made a drink. You can drink this. Negativity numbers are rising. It was a lie.
Come, I tell you. Remember. You see, you're counting all these other presidents now.
Yeah.
That were able to resist and stand for their own countries and stand for their own people.
Yeah.
And what do you have here back home? The thick guy with the thick nose like this. He fucking did fuck all.
You won't be forced to get a vaccine. You can't shop without a vaccine.
What an idiot. What an idiot.
Now my take on this, back and forth among us. Worried people on the ground, or what's wrong with them? Problem our state of mind. We are like chickens. If you try away,
yeah.
Oh, Bolordi chicken eat everything about Mungayon. Like the afternoon or in the morning or when they know who this guy wants atla feta.
Yeah.
Feeding time.
Yeah.
So that thing, if we repeat psychologically, we repeat it every day. This is what is happening because our state of mind is that we cannot think ourselves. I don't care at which level or which degree and masters you drive, which big car in my name and
yeah.
Look at the real company let that guy let a gardening. He will tell me so much because the level of the I can explain it for a long time. People didn't know who we are like computers or devices, and then since you were born, you have the oldest version of software in your brain.
Yeah,
I mean the software that makes you think reality.
Yeah.
So if you don't renew your software like a version software, how it's the update more on your brain.
Yes.
People will always come and go and take advantage of you. From people outside to people they stay with you even if we are own brothers.
Yeah.
So that's how we came about in this era when we are asking ourselves questions. But even doctors, some said were threatened, but they didn't even know what they were dealing with in the first place. Mara hope like the doctor was already med school, just like you. But they wanna mine this thing out. And at that time, mine was a threat or irrelevant. This is what is happening, this is what you but when we are talking man, hey, what. But right now, Kimang are regretting the decision they take.
Exactly. Because they are sick so much at the moment, and unfortunately there's nothing we can do anymore because that thing is damaged the cells. Kamari kind of is about the blood clot, guys. A little thing, round thing. A long thing. If you could see them putting those blood clots on it will start from here to that end of that table. That's a clot.
The thickness.
So that means from here, it's like a dead person's blood.
Nothing
it's sitting moving there up until wherever. And then imagine, yeah.
My second wife's father, my father-in-law, we're talking about it yesterday actually when you sent me the topic that we're going to be discussing today, and she says to me, yo, Scott, you must come and see my dad. And we don't know what's wrong with him. And he took, I think, both vaccines, boosted. And he says, on the other side, and the guy has lost weight, and he looks so scary. He's deteriorating. We don't know what's wrong.
Yeah.
And I can tell you right now, the actual fact, somehow this thing does tamper with a lot of things when it comes to a human being. Because before he could be in the state, there was a time where he had started to lose temper. He was very much short-tempered.
Yeah.
You couldn't predict what is it that he's going to do next. So somehow mentally was being affected because of it affected people in different ways.
What about the nervous system, the motor
And all that.
neuron? That's why I'm saying.
And you know the sad thing. You know the sad thing is that, and that's why sometimes people they think that I'm becoming emotional and stuff like that. Well, my brothers. They say that I lack emotional intelligence. But,
yes,
but you know why? You know why I get to that point of lacking emotional intelligence. I can't understand how we want to normalize things that are not normal.
Exactly.
How as a society, as a people, we know, we can see what happened. We know the symptoms. But I fail to understand that there's nobody who's standing up and saying, let's fight back. You see that thing of not being able to stand up and fight for your right to exist and fight for what belongs to you. That gives me a problem because I feel that, we spoke about Tabayam Entone. And yesterday I was thinking about it. I don't remember seeing that thing in me, but maybe I don't. Maybe
I don't remember already.
Yeah, maybe.
Or maybe you're one of the one who escaped.
Now, from what he's saying, I was like, maybe I'm the reason why I'm like this. I mean, I always wonder how is it that we become so calm, like sheep. It's like we become so calm, and I hate this word. What are we gonna do about it?
Yeah,
you know that thing.
Yeah,
you're feeling so defenseless.
Yeah,
what are we gonna do?
So defeated as well.
Yeah. So the fact that you feel that there's nothing that you're gonna do about it, so now you must accept it to have. It's even worse when it gets to the kids. Yeah. There was a time where I heard that the kids actually they were supposed to get the jab in schools and stuff like that.
Yes, they were also.
And my kids were not yet going to school, and that's why I decided. I said, you know what? Fuck this shit. Somebody needs to start a plan of coming up with their own school because of if this is how our kids are going to be treated when shit like this is flying around, then everybody decides that they want to go and jab our kids. These are my kids. I didn't get them from parliament. I didn't get them from the twin house.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, they're my kids. It's my blood. Don't come and tell me what the fuck must I do with my kids.
And thank God it failed.
People are fearful. Now I always get fear was instilled in us. The same thing started by our great grandfathers. And then I told you we adopted it genetically. And then not genetically also so, but also everything that they teach you. You have to be fearful. That's why you approach on anything, you have to be fearful. When the snakes come here, all of us will jump, you'll scream. When we go to the water, azos bulala, my imvula ena, yo imvula nail, yo kuzobana my accident. Always when we are trying to play a certain thing that you have playful, fearful, and then officer or I'm the lion, I'm the father of the house, and you are yet fearful. That's why when so many people are so fearful, they don't make sense or how they are still even able to be alive at this era. If wabona kana kwenza Shaka Zulu. Yeah, if regularly munabara loba bosa bendlini inyoka ingena uzothi amuletheni la.
Yeah.
Neba ilomukhaola mopelemo because of adlali rule. Yes. So that is why ubona le other nations geramuruna bale so bale kamkhobale. Mara batho ba bamba ba fearful and then later by how we were raised by our mothers, not to say ba wrong, they thought they were protecting us.
Yeah.
You're a newborn baby. Mara they feel hore they should ba ukhabare ko nyaka le sama ba o kenya ka mo ra dikobo ba o rolo kre ngwana tsostid because no
I've seen that.
Syrup, and then they feel that they're protecting you.
Yeah.
But after Lesia, that thing comes where school. Hey, so how udichila. He was sort of created this person who's an egg, but has Nahola. He must be a soldier, a warrior. Then you cannot have that. That's why I never know you have what I call social media warriors.
Yeah.
They can speak about so many things that are right and then whatever, but they are writing these messages sitting on a couch or lying in bed. They never come out. Even the topic we're going to have, the second one, you will see, I guess most social media will see how much, but it's just being vocal, but they never stand up and talk about this.
The video you sent me the second one.
Yes, the clip said that guy was talking something so profound about this. Because we need to have a clear understanding when you talk about this. You can't talk to someone who's desperate. The minute this thing, they will always talk of hunger. And then this hunger, I don't know hunger if.
Yeah.
You know,
All right.
you know what Manu just said right now about the fact of fear.
Yeah.
I remember there's a part where I've quoted in my book on the ultimate colonization of Africa, where you read about the letter of Willie Lynch when he talks about how to make slaves. That in the States, what they will do, they will take the father and they take the firstborn child and the mother, and they will beat the father until he submits, and then
Yes.
And when the son gets angry and he wants to charge, the mother will say, "No, my son."
Exactly.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That was a program. you know when you think that these owns, they can just actually go through this, they can plan this and work in your mind for generations after generations, and check how you see today the effects of what they did.
Yeah.
And we still expected, and I don't understand what is it that Mandela smoked, that we still expected that we must coexist.
They do it. Yes.
Coexist with such. And today we're talking about these things of COVID and stuff like that. It's mostly white scientists that will go into a lab and manufacture such. Louis Farrakhan spoke and he said, when he was making the example in the book of Revelations, and they came a spirit riding a pale horse, and death was his name.
Yeah.
And he said, that's the devil, that's white people. He said, listen here, black people in their nature, they don't have that way of thinking of let's destroy things. Let's create the biggest atomic bomb. Let's come up with the biggest, a virus in the world.
Yeah.
Let's kill population. We don't have that. That's why even when we had an opportunity to kill white people when our mothers were still working in the kitchen, they never took advantage of that.
Yes.
Because it's not within our nature.
You know?
It is the white folks who are always coming up with let's build the biggest atomic bomb. Let's come up with the biggest COVID. Let's do this, let's do that. Pandemic and all that. Why? Because of it is within their nature to kill and destroy.
Yeah.
And tomorrow, what I don't understand now, it's us black people who are well educated, taking our kids to matriculation schools to be taught by these aliens, to be taught by these reptiles, and we do it with pride. You know, my child, the language what the fuck? Why don't you create your own school? Why don't you create your own school? Create your own school.
Yeah.
Where you will teach your own kids your own ways.
Yeah.
How do you trust these reptiles with your own children?
Your own children, yes.
So,
all right.
So now, can we repeat this thing?
Yeah.
The hacker has done a very wonderful job.
Yeah.
You remember I told you that most of the problems we have is because someone hacked into the system.
Yes.
What Mining was telling about this thing, your submission and what, that's when they were hacking your system. And then since by from generation to generation, it's doing itself.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, all right. I'll tell you this one, COVID. Unfortunately, I'm sorry for those who did take this thing, but yeah, what can you say? Thank God I never did. And here we are. We're still alive. We're still doing this thing. And hopefully one day, we'll find the truth will finally come out, and they will know how to pila. People are getting sick, people dies. People are reeling from this thing because one they thought they were doing the right thing, but then they saw they were duped, and it never was the right thing to do in the first place because it was never tested, it was never perfect, it just as the lie under duress, being forced because you know what. You have to. It's the right thing to do. Go get a jab. There was advertisements on TV about how there were influencers, there were celebrities, there were actors who were busy telling us to do this thing. I remember Ramaphosa went to Minister of Health thing.
Oh yeah.
They went in and they were sitting there to be given this thing. And the camera always comes on the opposite side. If I'm left, the camera will be on the right. And I will ask this guy about this video about Black Bamotaba, right? Twitter. Tell me, why is the camera on your left? Why can't you just see where you are? And even if you can see you being checked by something, that will just be vitamin B12 or Kimetinj. But it's not a problem. It's fine. It has been done. It's done. Go to your own internet or check the Pfizer papers are there. Check out all the things about what happened with COVID. And if you're experiencing any of the symptoms, unfortunately, shame. There's nothing the government can do. There's nothing that you can do to Pfizer and any other company because they've all been given immunity from persecution by our own government. So we have been sold as sheep to slaughter pila at the end of the day. And here we are. Fine. So, closed. Let's go.
Yeah, go re Kgosi ka mokho o bolelang nna kana kong ke na lo ba le hopa ke re mara le fela botlhoko ha ba re this thing e tsena go DNA ya hao.
Yeah.
Then wa bona re bolla ka DNA wa itse re ka mkhola ne go ruta re DNA ke eng. So ne ke feel or no, let's not worry, maybe people ba vaccinated in nakonyana etla maybe re
ba tla immune towards your let's
go re ka ra flash wa ra re ntse ntwe ngwa ka re ya o flash tla be re like, but I don't know how far we can go and temper ka mara DNA how re le ka ho itlos because
and the moment you put something called messenger, what
yeah.
the hell are you supposed to say? This number was a messenger RNA. Messenger, that means there's a message in that nonsense, and they can control it anyway.
Yeah,
they can control it anyway to do whatever.
Yeah,
you understand what I'm saying? It's been. How was all why messenger? But no, it's gonna teach cells how to recognize. I'm like, they knew the enemy.
Now check.
They knew the enemy.
Something so important in your life.
Untested.
Now listen to this. Listen to the foolishness of the so-called believers. My younger brother, Sabata, and we're talking about this thing, and I'm like, hey, but don't you think that this is probably a 666 that you guys are talking about?
Yeah.
Says no, I got a fake. It's still coming.
You don't even know when just catch is coming back.
And he says,
you don't even know.
It's still coming. It's still coming. But you look at everything around it, like what you're saying. I mean, I was really knocked off when I discovered, like you say, it's a microchip.
Yeah,
that actually that they're putting in there.
Yeah.
Now already, even though maybe they might have not activated yet, but they are preparing you for something.
Yes.
Before you know it, once it has stayed and passed this time, whatever it is that they are waiting for, they will start activating those microchips.
Yeah.
And probably you do not know what's going to happen there, what people will be doing. Now, I'm asking him, Gary, but then according to your book, isn't this the 666 that you own are talking about? And he says, no.
It's not yet here. How does he know that? How does he know that?
You know what happens? You know what happens? The so-called, some of them, the so-called believers and stuff.
Yes.
They apply scripture when it suits them.
Yeah.
But when situations now challenge that, this is what scripture is talking about, people want to be in denial, people want to be defensive.
Yeah.
But because now he was in the situation whereby vaccinated, you understand? At the end of the day, life is so nice that you don't want to believe that one day is going to end. So when you're confronted with the truth that it might end now, it's like, shit, no, it's not happening. It's not with my time.
Because
let it happen with my next generation.
Yeah.
Do you see the mentality?
Get the role of the brain. The role of the brain was meant for survival. It's even like someone who's infected, maybe any stuff. The mind will always maybe mind water mabani so. And then maybe mind wa mind instead of going to accepting or something could be wrong. In fact, the mind will say, "Hi, that chick walwala."
Yeah.
You see, always the mind
will always
try to.
Yeah.
In a real world.
Yeah.
But give for survival. That's why le bona ba jovile ha maine are bar hi or are hi unkulunkulu khona. So the mind will always shift to where it makes you
to be defensive.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yes. I know.
All right. No, it's fine. It's fine. Lastly, I get they thought they were gonna give. I don't know. Some other people were so stupid. Sweden. Let us bite on this thing. Sweden trying to enforce the rules to COVID. They said anybody who's not vaccinated must stay home, never go out for anything, groceries, whatever, you'll go out for groceries and come back. But those who did vaccinate, they must go to clubs and did do anything, blah, blah, go even normal life like now. They did that. Shame. They went out Bafanas. After a week, numbers started rising up from the very ones.
They are doubled.
Now they wanted now to make it a premier now. They're not trying to turn people against each other. Yeah, they now, hey. You're the ones who went and took this thing. And then they told you you're going to be fine. But now Jigi is no longer going to be like that. That's how it was. So COVID-19 vaccine, a huge conspiracy. There's a reason behind they give you this poison. Unfortunately, sorry for those who got it. Shame. There's nothing much you can do about it anymore. I think, but it means anybody else is now keeping quiet. And by the way, no company must force you today to come and test for COVID. No one. And they're doing that.
And
they're still doing that now.
And it's very interesting that proved, in the actual fact, this was just a conspiracy. When there were riots, there were no lockdowns or anything like that. There was riots. Remember when people were rioting at the time where there was looting and all that?
Yes.
What happened? And then at the same time, when there's campaigns, all of a sudden.
Yeah.
You understand? So
I know about we don't know not the social distancing or whatever, but all right, guys. That is fine.
Get no araba of why Switzerland the honest abanali matata. No, I can't.
Don't do the Boys are drone me better bomb.
I cannot when I die now, tomorrow, next month, it doesn't matter.
Ne?
Yes.
All right, guys, we're still live on Facebook and YouTube. I see there's people who have logged in on YouTube now. Thank you guys for your support. Please don't forget to subscribe. Ne? You seem small that thing here in subscribe and ring the bell. Subscribe, please, and ring the bell, and then you can get these episodes whenever we upload one or whenever we are live. You will know. Kinale, two spiritualists in the studio. That is Nick Jibilika on the white T-shirt, and the green one, Nick Simon. They are both spiritualists. They are both herbalists. They are both polygamists, and then we are talking about traditionalists, polygamists. It's everything in one. So mysterious people. So you can comment on Facebook and tell us what you think about this today's topic, or comment now. Go YouTube, it's fine. And our number is 064-548-776. We are shooting this thing live from Kgosi FM studios right here in Westville, Pretoria West in Denville. We are South Africans. Yeah, we are proud of what we are. We are proud of what we are doing, and we are uncensored, we are unscripted, and we are unfunded in this radio station, online radio station, Kgosi FM. Go search there, you will find us. Foreigners, hey, but we have a problem.
Because before the thing online, o ka Mpiduria o sa hospital ke ra o teng online
I come no no she's not there now today. All right, we've got a problem for us in South Africa. We cannot ignore what's happening. South Africa is the influx of foreigners since 94. It's not even funny. And the West thinking, we have been told who are xenophobic, we don't talk. And these people, their countries are doing exactly what South Africa is not doing. Their countries are making laws. So Zimbabwe just said any foreigner owning a small business to be taken away from them. Only small businesses like saloons and whatnot, they belong to Zimbabweans. This is not a problem. We applaud them for that. And then Lesotho, remember, in the middle, not in the middle of COVID that much, but Cabo level 4, they open up a factory that is going to do Juve sets. And the Minister of Small Enterprises can tell, factory ki Basotho, and who do Basotho kamarayon. And whoever's going to be a foreigner coming in Lesotho to come, you'll come here for training, to train the Basothos. And you leave, and you let it be run by the Basothos. Applause again for those people, because they know where they stand. Do you understand? A black person in South Africa says such a thing, he's called xenophobic, he's called you're hating your own people, you are hating your own kind, all sorts of nonsense.
Now, Kgosi, look, can I jump in there?
Yes, please.
I think this topic for me becomes a very sensitive topic because we need to be able to toe the line.
Yeah.
We need to be able to toe the line.
Yeah.
First and foremost, Before, yes, I do understand that, and hear me right.
Yeah.
I'm not agreeing with the influx of the people coming here to do crime and all these kind of things.
Yes.
But I feel that the aggression needs to be properly channeled.
How?
Bruh, we have the fucking Chinese. We have Chinese. We have Pakistanis.
Yeah.
These are people that if anybody wants to rectify things about foreigners, they need to start there.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you the reasons why.
Yes.
First and foremost, it has been proven more than once that this Pazashopos in Pakistan, what they sell is not right.
And it's fake.
And it's fake, and people die, and people get sick, and all these kind of things. They make things in their backyards.
Yeah.
It has been proven many times. And those are the people that we need to attend to, because of if they're able to go and manufacture such kind of poison.
What else can they do?
What else can they do?
Yes.
And even in Nelspruit, there were kids who were sick, others died because of they're buying amazimba. And some pills are found in ngaphakathi kwalamazimba. And unfortunately, abantu abastoka lamazimba abomama bathengisayo, and they go and sell to these kids because of when they find them cheap. Now, we have a lot of those kind of events.
Yeah.
Even bread.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Pakistan is aside. The Chinese.
Chinese, yes.
The Chinese, they are making alcohol in their backyards, bruh. John Walker, everything that you can think of, they can manufacture. There was a thing on, I think it was on Facebook or whatever, one Bure own. He took them to task. He said, okay, fine, this is from Tops, this is what you've done. Same color, anything, but there's a difference. How do you get it right? How do you do it?
Yeah.
I personally am in the alcohol industry.
Yes.
When I'm pushing my brand and I went to some bottle stores that were owned by the Chinese.
Yeah.
You will have, no, it's too expensive. People here, they want to buy cheap. Then I'm like, but you've got Bulldog there. You've got Flash there. You've got Hendrix there.
Yeah.
And what's the difference between that and mine? No, but it's too expensive. Then I realized one thing. He or she will say it's expensive because in the actual fact, they've never went and bought from the supplier.
Yeah.
They manufacture
from
their backyard.
Exactly. Yes.
That's why it will be mine will be expensive.
Yeah, because yours is original, right?
They don't have the formula yet.
Yes.
To clone it. Now, I feel that these are dangerous people that we need to focus on. Then there was another footage. Chinese in somewhere in Africa, they were busy building. I think they've got a project of a railway line or something like that.
Yeah.
Apparently, they were chopping the niggers in the bush and chowing them. They were chopping the niggas in the bush and chowing them.
Imagine.
Now, these are people that are not addressed. There is no aggression towards.
Yes.
And we don't mobilize against them. But I find it that it's so weird that we quickly mobilize against our own. And I'll tell you why I'm saying that.
Yeah. Okay.
Which
means what?
Which we come from ochangisa baphuma kumampondomise.
Okay.
Umpondo nompondomise, they are brothers.
Yeah.
Baphuma from Abambo baphuma from the Boma people.
Yes.
The Boma people, you find them in Congo and in Angola.
All right.
You see, they've got relatives.
Yeah.
That is why just next door.
So people are the ones why these white people are saying we're from Congo because of another matros.
Do you understand? I've got relatives there. You go to Zim.
Yes.
There are Xhosas there.
Yes.
You go to Mozambique.
Yeah.
You find Xhosas there. You go to Ethiopia. You find Xhosas there. Because we migrated from the north. And we kept on moving away from each other. So by blood, we left relatives back there.
Yes.
That is why you will notice that actually the majority of certain people that you find here, they are Malawians.
Yeah.
They grew up here.
Yeah.
That's why Umningwabatushwa is Sibongo, because of the father took the surname that he got here so that Azotole ID, but they originated from Malawi.
Yes.
I've got there's a lot of people, social move everywhere. The origins is from Malawi. Because of it was easy for them to come down here, and they took surnames here, and that's the reason why they are using wrong surnames. And Batushwa is Bongo, because of their original surname, it traces them back to Malawi.
Yes,
these are our relatives, these are our people. Now, I'm not ruling out the fact that in the midst of these people, there are those who are mischievous.
Yeah,
I mean, for an example, Konamanje, one of the brutal crimes that you can come across, it's or what happens, for example, if they hijack you. People that are always killing. You already know by now. It's criminals from Zim.
Yes.
South Africans mabathatha ikari bathatha ikari bafuna into yabo abafuna igazi lakho nabathatha ikari bathatha ikari uma bazoshaya endlini bakubophe, they will wait for you even to have sex and get finished bona abanandaba nawe bakubophe nabaqeda bafuna kwabo, you understand? Basithathe, you see, that is the South African crime. Ama out eswaziyo la usinayo
bakhereza babola emuntu
bakhereza laba bokudubula abantu, they are trigger happy. We already know that they are foreigners. Now, my point is this. I'm not ruling out that.
Yes.
But I feel strongly that the aggression that we have...
It's mostly on the African ones.
It's mostly on the African ones. And we are leaving the most dangerous people. Can somebody explain to me, what is a Pakistani doing in the rural areas where there's no money? Owning a spaza shop.
Yeah.
Bruh, excuse me my French, but what the fuck is it doing? At the end of the day, there is an agenda that is being pushed.
Yes, obviously.
You understand?
Yeah.
And we are not looking at all of these things. We normalize it. We are okay with them breathing through us.
Yeah.
We are okay with them converting us into Islam. And we do not understand or see that they're trying to gain momentum. They're trying to gain numbers because there is something big that's coming and black people are not ready for it.
Yeah.
These owns are here to take over. And so sad to say that the very same people that we are chasing away who are of black skin, those are the only ones that we have to stand with us when this shit hits the fan.
Yeah.
Sensitivity when it comes to
yes,
Chinese are racist. They are even more than the word racist.
Yeah.
I saw so many couple of videos this project to Africa. Hey man, these guys are demons. They don't want to know about traveling all those miles with the country whatever. Aggressive in such a way, I don't know. And then I can conquer those guys. They will eat anything that moving.
Yeah, I know that one. They've seen that.
But alright, we had never approach at this thing. Have I never labeled South Africans by xenophobia? But we are xenophobic. Mostly it was horror narrative of our own color. I can mention, but we seem to miss in this whitey. And they are doing very hideous things. And then Rona as people, this thing about to be unity. Yeah, or Harriet wanted to be united. Divide and rule 100%.
Yeah.
That is one of our own black sisters and what they are running helter-skelter with all these foreigners because simply they don't know who they are and they don't even know they are doing. I told you about like a hang out the stomach, but then in my experience, I don't. But there's no record. There's someone who killing about like it.
Yeah.
But the hunger people to such a level by taking it to foreigners.
Yeah.
All right. And then again, before an alien will always be an alien.
Yeah.
If an alien descends on your land, there's nothing that is good that they are bringing.
Yeah.
They are here to dismantle to everything until player night. Desert ever send was worthless. That's when they will go.
They will go back. Yes.
But an alien will move from planet to planet, galaxy to galaxy, and destroy us. That's what foreigners are doing. But the Rona I get related to government in Yaron. I mean, rely more to Banting, read what's a horrible. Question is from car, why the foreigners idiots hideous. Mara the same ministers say voting in power. It's like that thing I hate a hard. Why is it who young? Divided in such a way, already ministered in another planet. And then now we are here. And what we are telling them, this is happening. They are just being, banyaka attention.
Xenophobic.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then remember, I have the right to say I want this and that. I don't want that. If this is my house, you come, I say, no, come in, let me help you, whatever reason you are a tenant, or I'm saying you can just come and stay with your family. That is South Africa.
Yeah.
I will tell you the rules. At this time, mates, so whatever lights, if there's nothing, but there's going to be rules and regulations. How can the same person get it and let me house you go to I do melario get so good. Kajeno ajule. o rape mosadi yaka, o donusisa nna, o scammer, o etsa all these things.
Yes.
But in agreement, they said we need help.
Yeah.
Mara, look at our infrastructure. And I say it's not everyone. It's just that when we talk about this, you talk or you know him by profession, maybe he's in IT or whatever, you can just discuss. But the ones that are doing these things, they are hiding behind silos. You never find them. Now, even ask one guy while in Nigeria, Osani side, just feel like Joe. Why your nation, they globally, they don't want them, they don't like them. It can't be that Basugelo.
There should be a reason.
Yeah, there's a reason. Asuri Rahafa or we are making up stories. No, it's because the way is so dangerous. Now, I give up what I get. Why, if we're not here, you have a shop, you are doing a business legit, or cloth. Why let's ready out to those that are toxic so that we clean the system and then rapidly as we are supposed to?
Yeah.
That's dangerous. I can give you an example. The minute you point out those people, they will come and shoot you and kill you daylight in front of people here in South Africa. So they are in fear of their lives. They cannot disclose whatever is happening. So we are stuck. Let something say, it needs us South Africans. It doesn't need anybody. The second one, and that's why it needs us. I'm from that side. But now, ask yourself, how do we get drugs in here and then even people illegally?
Yeah.
Do we have a Nigerian guy or whatever, Somalian or Pakistani guy, all Oringian eyes and ticketing and stuff? It's your own guys. They are the ones who are letting us in.
Yeah.
And I was so embarrassed. You understand?
Imagine.
It's your people who are doing that.
Yeah.
That's why it doesn't need anybody else. It needs us.
Who
can make the decision what we want to do about this problem.
Yeah, man.
You know the thing is this. They like what Mine is saying right now, that politicians, they act as if they are exonerated from this whole nonsense. There was a time, and it still happens in other places, it's just that the media is quiet about it, where girls, they go missing. Young girls, they go missing.
Yeah.
They go missing, like faithfully so. And you can actually tell even by the rate in which they are missing, that they are either taken for what you call human trafficking, or they are either sex slaves, or probably rituals are being made. Now, there was a time when this thing was starting to become rife. People were talking about it. The media was bringing it forward. All of a sudden, it died. Boom, boom, just like that. Somebody you understand? Why? Because of our own dickheads are involved in it.
Yeah.
Now, this is another problem that I'm having, that at the end of the day, we end up not knowing who's who in the Zoom.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people who are in, and we are failing to control, and there's a lot of things that are happening which actually, they are so out of the way.
Yeah.
You talk about the Nigers. I little bit know about a certain Nigerian agenda, which that's the reason why you'll find a Nigerian in Iceland, you'll find a Nigerian everywhere in the world. Nigerians, their agenda has been that actually they are paying back revenge.
To what?
To the West. That is why when they get into a place, they own white ladies, they give them drugs, and they don't take drugs.
Yeah.
It's quite very, very deep.
Yes.
Because of Tina. I remember I had a Nigerian friend, and he said, the problem about your people, but Tandizindo.
Yeah.
Yes.
Black people, they got in smoking drugs, but that's not the target. Tina, we are fighting the enemy who actually went to our own land.
Yeah.
So that is why you find a business. Look, in the industry, do you know that the one who cooks is the Jews? They cook, but they don't take. And the seller is Nigerians. They work hand in hand. That's how it works. Now, they will tell you, that's the business. Now, we are, Tina, here.
Or in South Africa, again, consumers.
Exactly, because of Tina's Tandizindo. But in the actual fact, the target market is.
What's about those ones?
Is the white folks.
Yeah.
That's why they go to all the areas. Check them. Even in Iceland, you'll find a Nigerian. What is it doing in Iceland? So cold.
So cold and so far.
What is it doing there? There's an agenda.
Yeah.
But the issue is this. I'm saying, Goti, if we want to deal with the issue of foreigners, let us deal with it in a fair, square manner by saying before we even start to attack and identifying our own black brothers as foreigners, as people who are actually messing up things for us, why are we leaving these owns that we don't even know? I mean, I don't know Chinese. I don't give a fuck where they come from. I've got no Chinese relative. As a matter of fact, these Pakistani owns and everybody else,
Somalians and Ethiopians, not.
But you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And one thing that I've noticed, there is a sense of disrespect, especially that is pushed towards us as black males in Africa, in South Africa, by these guys. And that sense of disrespect that they are showing towards our guys in South Africa, it emanates from the idea that they are able to access our women, and our women are so easily accessible to them. Show me one black South African male who is grabbing a Nigerian chick.
Who is grabbing?
They are not there.
Yeah.
Who's grabbing a Somalian chick? Who's grabbing? Do you understand? A Pakistani chick. But come I tell you, these owns, they bomb each and every chick that they come across so easily. And that's why they even disrespect us as South African men.
Yes. Mine, experiment. I go something. Life. I go what you noticed? It's a practical. There's a shop in town. Owner my Ethiopian.
Yeah.
Na ke rwetse ke versatile.
Yeah.
No, not to say ke jadi sengwe le sengwe yana ka ma China. No. Ke na le specific wa bona dijo tsa ma Ethiopian ka di lebella.
Yeah.
Ba bia beetroot mola, ba bia eng mo, ba bia gore ke dilo tsela tse ile reng di tsamaisana le nna.
Okay.
For vibration.
No man. Vibrate mfanak.
Mara ke vibrate la mshiyo la ba reka. So that thing it's like an accident. Then neke experiment mara itle by accident. How tsena o nna fatshe. Someone has to come and attend you ho batla eng. So this lady utlile umbutsa hore ke nyakang o tseya order o etsa go tafoleng. It's a family ranch shop hona le bo ankele hona le bo. So by ka re ntsenzane ke itse hore how are these people besides bona is Ethiopians gore ba etsang le ba bang ba bo magana ba eng wa itse o botsa straight ring aka se o botsa re a ko nyake are no nna ke motho wa kereke. Mara basadi ba rena ba South Africans, they never told these people hore bona ke dingaka ke batho ba kereke a basanka ba an open ibile bana le bana re so e kutotseng
ba nyalo le bone ibile
wa nyadiwa o tlisa ke nyako bontsha hore where did we go wrong on this one. Ethiopians bana le rule ya hore mosadi ha bolelle stranger.
Yes.
What does that mean? Why rona re sa botsa ba rena le ska bolelle stranger?
Democracy.
Exactly.
Democracy.
And then we'll
freedom.
Get the devil himself. I get democracy.
Democracy. So
hona bianong ke nyako bontsha hore le nna ke le mohile taba hore re nyatsa one ke basadi ba rona.
Yeah.
And then ba ntse gore re nyatse le ke people from outside. So that is why it comes to a level hore baba user baba etsa ilo tsena. Come on, there's lots and tons of stories. Basadi lona ba no ba ntse ba hafa ba tswere ke di ke tsaba lo bolela malwetse ke re a tlhogo depression eding through churches. A woman o tsere chelete ba hija se kale o tlhokofalletse ke monna chelete o tle gone o mo pensioneng chelete o tle gone e tsere ke ena monna la reng ke pastor le ko lo itse ne le tsa
monna prophet di go zemili go Malawi
di go and ha ba fetsa le ena ba fetsa ba motse good ha feletsa setlefale o krebile islolwe le motho ene has ne ba bona hore bana o setlefetse o tile mara go botsa ke na hana channeling it through a church. Why has no monna wa tlhokofala pastor wa tlozulu ena dikoloi tsa go a di sa reila ke wena and a pastor wants hore o sele are taba tsa times tsa sex before marriage, adultery and what una le mosadi mara o ntse etsa dilotse ene ba sele kang hape ba khona go etsa dilotse basadi ba bana knowing hore they are milking South African women and ona bana basadi ba rena ba jelo ba ntse ka spirit ba tsaba lo bolela mara rona South Africans bo maine bana ha tla re e tla o be mosadi yaka o tsama ka maoto ha ona
chelete ona selo
ki wa tla hape so itse ke monna e tla ka monna ka hore bilo fitile bo ma 10 years 5 years o be re etse stembu o nne le nna le family mara ha ba le batla ibila ba mmotse ka stembu ba no re etla ha fetsa ke mosadi mara una le mosadi wa hae ola mara ola wa hae wa utlwisa hore ola waka
Yes.
Simple.
Yes.
Are you aware from what you're saying, man? There's something that is happening in the world which is very interesting. And I don't see a lot of women from other countries getting engaged. Well, I do not know about Zim. I think maybe some Zimbabwean chicks are doing it as well. Do you know that there's girls that get to be taken? But it's adults. They've got one pimp, a lady. They will go to Cape Town. From there, it's a girls' night out, weekend out. The pimp is organizing with the Arabs. Then from there, they get to probably fly out. There's money that is being sent. They go Kubo to buy and stuff like that. These are girls that you see actually, showing off Kubo Instagram and all these things.
They're being
Gucci bags and stuff
those
like that.
ones, yes.
But one guy said, Nick, you need to write a book about this thing because of what happens is this. You find your own wife. You buy him a Mac. He will find somebody who's going to buy her a Mac. She's going to find somebody who's going to buy her a Porsche. When they go to these trips and the boat cruise, these guys will fuck them. They will fucking do things on them.
You've seen those things.
And they give them money. You know what I find to be shocking? The majority of the women in that space is black South Africans.
Yeah.
Black South Africans.
Yeah.
You talking
I'm
about
a slave queen, so-called slave.
Yeah,
you're talking about the Ethiopian women.
Yeah.
Not talking to you. You don't find Ethiopians in that space.
Go Dubai, yes.
You don't find Nigerians in that space. You
Yeah.
don't find Ghanaians in that space.
Yeah.
A lot of women. The black women that you find in that space.
South African,
It's South African women.
Exactly.
That shows how we have degraded, how we have actually, got so messed up with this whole democratic thing. And why is that? Because our women, they are uncontrollable because of the issue that they've got rights.
Yeah.
Democracy went into their heads. Democracy messed them up. And right now, they are all pursuing money. Those other countries that we're talking about, where you don't find their women there and all of these things, is because of they are still trapped up and very, very much rigid, very, very much, strict about culture.
Exactly. Above everything.
Exactly.
You see?
So this is where the problem is. The problem is that now we are sitting here having all these foreign men coming in and disrespecting us, knowing that they can easily access our women. He can come and flash money in front of you to your wife, and your wife will go for it.
Yeah.
And all those kind of things. They show no regard of us. And I understand why sometimes our brothers, they become so crazy and they just go on a rampage and want to just ban things and all that. It's because of the frustration.
Yes.
Our government is doing nothing. You see, guys, let me tell you one thing. This whole idea, and I don't understand. Hey, let's go and vote. Hey, the government, go and vote. Look, you're going to press that thing.
They have
Nobody gives a fuck. At the end of the day, you need to start to do things for yourself and forget about politicians, because politicians, they don't care about you.
They're doing this for themselves.
Get it into your thick head that they don't care about you. Start doing things for yourself. Start coming together as black people. Build your own schools. Start your own businesses. Build your own malls. Start working in yourselves and forget about the issue of politicians and votes, because
government
they just
do
don't,
this for me
they just don't care. If we are in the state that we're in right now of deterioration, that we sit here and we stress about these things which they're going to affect our kids, and nobody cares, our own government does not care, what makes you to think that anybody's going to wake up and come to your rescue?
Maine, I want to emphasize another experience I had. This one is about Rwandan women. There was a guy in the East, and somehow we went there, night function, and then we were offering him service here with catering. So when he was doing this catering, this guy is from Rwanda, so he works in South Africa. The
woman and the child.
Rwanda.
Yes.
So as we were there, the whole house so it was only Rwandan women. So outside those women, you know how they were.
Yes.
there was no other thing. Basadi bale, they were having discussions. This thing,
yeah.
But it's the same way how we lost it. As minor they are uncontrollable. As a man, even good in dress decently like a woman. It's wale mara. Asuri Oscar liberated. For one liberation, it's showing your ass.
Yeah.
I mean, level Facebook. It's majority mostly of, or how I see it, give us a South Africa. How to move Facebook? Someone is shaking her ass. Someone is twerking.
Yeah.
I always say we have women. We don't need to see Mapona all the time. Show us business. Show us teaching other women how to behave.
Yeah.
So when I'm saying countries also Rwanda, Ethiopia, but preserve their feminism.
Yes.
That is why I don't have a chance. Le on the day feria. No go feria because the way by pairing, let the way by united.
You're never gonna get in.
You're not gonna get in.
Yeah.
Anything goes. But
anything goes, yeah.
That is why when Ugasi Kalimeli and men wale foreign. Already our
now when you're going to get high.
Pillow talk. Since I never would the periods at all.
Yeah.
One of them guru main Arsana, I want to turkey pilangan. Since I never Basadi Basebile. How about you in life? How about wire somewhere?
On Pilika Mog. All right. I'm gonna play a clip that you sent me. Yeah, Ruta.
He's so profound.
I know him.
Yes.
Yeah.
The way I understand this thing is just that habar xenophobic. They don't let you to outline.
Yeah.
Emotional. But he's explaining. Bona. So.
Yeah, okay, I'm gonna play a clip, guys. That will show just like it's from Teta Talk in SABC. So we're just gonna play a clip or just get another feel of this whole for nothing, and we're gonna debate that, ne?
He's very vocal, this guy.
Yeah.
What is saying, when we say what is the solution, people must
need to unfortunately give another.
Let me go further to what Mahoba is saying. When we say what is the solution, people must go back to their countries. We did not fight for this country for spaza shops. We want transformation. The Anglo-Americans, we want the source of this world. If people come here with spaza shop, we are duplicating what you already have. If you're gonna come here and cut hair, what's so rare about cutting hair? Cutting hair. You can cut hair in your own countries. The sewage pipe burst open. A sewage pipe burst open in Zimbabwe. The whole population of Zimbabwe jumped ship to South Africa. You are told that you are lazy because they are not building their countries. They are expropriating land. They must work the farm, not use these buildings that we build so hard, our roads. Chinese citizens are coming here, transporting their cheap goods that are not produced here. Goods that you go to China Mall, they're building something like warehouses where the Mozambicans are also enslaved. And when you object to that, you are called that you're xenophobic. People must go back to their countries. They are not fighting. Is there a war in Botswana? Is there a war in the Sud? Where is it that everybody's an assalam? No, we can't build a country like that.
Because we need to give others a chance. I believe, Jonas, you have something to say. I can see you want to say something, Jonas.
My name is Chief.
When my name is Chief, whatever. I don't have to call it Chief. Chief, you're supposed to be a chief somewhere else. Whatever what I always said.
You know how they were.
Yeah. Shut it. So what I always said, gentlemen, people don't understand what the asylum who work on 20 young and I got the refugee in 20
all those, yeah,
more the countries that has got the brain. There's a refugee camp. If there's a war called Nigeria, the Ghana, Uganda around will never just allow them to come in and just blend in. They'll have UN will ask them, guys, can you just maybe create, like, let's say, Westford, right? Let's put up a refugee camp. These people can come here for now. That they go back home, and then we'll give in an asylum status
to move around.
Now, a new visa was the only thing that says I must come and work and study in the country, not an asylum seeker.
Work permit.
This person work permit is a young temporary. Outwards are my There's another girl who was supposed to go, keep patient, you're supposed to go for I can tell her visa or pay. Young girl, 23, I think 24.
It's an pay.
Pay, yes. For a family, for a black family, can tell her go to the US. The girl spent over $25,000. She had to come here to do her X-rays. I have to fill up a form. Yes, this person is healthy, she can do this. Do you know? No, today, for she's got some rush. You're still around? Yes, I'm still around because they had my visa. Yeah, what happened? No, but I don't have any ancestry in South Africa. That means if I go there, I get go Hanoboa. Because I cannot say to be in West Africa. I get a family like yes, papa le banda ke mama ka bating. But I don't have something which ties me straight to this country. Like a house, kids, a husband. You understand what I'm saying? So most of us when we move to the US, that's not those kind of ties. We don't want to come back. You understand? So countries with a brain, they know what to do. Work permit. That's the first question. We once saw one Nigerian, more Petra West Timor. It was drizzling, my brother. Petra was hospital has not like a golf course. Or can on that road and go Philip Nele. It's a this guy was standing there with a box. Okay? A box with few sweets on top. Chappy, see, sweetie, blah, 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 blah. And there's no traffic in one, by the way. There's no people. Dry. And it's drizzling outside. You understand what I'm saying? And we passed him, we come back, and he sits sitting there, box. I'm like, people started asking, who are you selling that sweet to? You understand? When we went to him, when we opened that box, why? Those sweets were a decoy. There was something else in there. That is people rekisang. There were a lot of things there.
Remember,
you understand? Yes.
You know, Kgosi, the thing that scares me about this whole thing is that the way we are so naive as black South Africans, even our government. Do you know that there's guns, there's bombs? That's why now you'll notice that in the actual fact, the police, what they do, especially the metros, when they see all buses, foreign buses, they stop them.
Yeah.
Because it has been discovered that there is a shipment that is coming in of bombs,
of guns and everything,
AKs and stuff like that, transported here, coming here. And you know what? Funny enough, guess who's the buyer? Not the Zimbabweans, the Pakistanis.
Yeah.
Those are the buyers of all this. We are going to sit with a problem very soon. The very same problem that you find in Israel, that is between the Hamas and all that, is going to happen here. We're going to sit with a problem. And that problem is not created by the foreigners. We need to get this thing straight. We need to, sometimes in life, don't pass the blame, do an introspection. If one finger is pointing towards this direction, 3 fingers are pointing at me.
Yeah.
This problem is not going to be a problem that is created by the foreigners.
Yeah.
It's going to be a problem that is created by our own government.
Yeah.
Failing to do exactly what you're talking about. Implementing systems to monitor who comes in, who gets out.
Yeah.
And you are coming in for what reasons and for how long? What purpose and all that.
Yes.
So, because we are failing and there is no governance, we don't have government. I hear people, we don't have government. What we have in the parliament there, we've got dickheads. No government.
Yeah.
So, owns are not thinking with their heads. Owns are not implementing anything. There's nothing happening. We are just overexposed to danger. And that's why even our systems can be sabotaged. One guy, the other time, the parliament got banned, and somebody said, no, it was some lunatic own that banned the parliament.
Which is a lie, by the
That's
way.
a lie. That's a lie. There was another time, apparently there were files. There were files. I don't know if files were missing or files were hacked or whatever it is, serious files. You see, there is no protection. We are overexposed.
There's no government at the moment, guys.
Why do you call a strategy? It's like area ya mining. If there's going to be someone or I want to be a tenant, they would bring him to you or the family. He had to produce whatever he has relating to where he comes from and for various reasons. Or how can like anything? It's a crime or you know right now people don't know if they're going to rent, but the flat or whatever. We don't know who. So governance. We let all the gates open. But what are inside deposit. Some people are not only to find those people who are cooking drugs.
Or they're even brothels. Those houses are brothels
women
now.
Trafficking, all those things. So who is responsible if ba find out how to your house maybe these people babe? I know, but no happen no and then why are we turning a blind eye to know who's that person? Why are you not monitoring those people?
Yeah, they're at fault, Vel. If you're if you must stay away, that's why I remember surgery next door thing. The woman there, I think it's next door, yes. The woman there it's the front of the house up until the gate. I think the wall, right? It's a shop, a Pakistani. Her last sister. City of Tony came. Can't speed. This your house into a shop.
Exactly.
You can't do that.
Exactly.
Number two, you're hiring your shop to a foreign person to do business in Moyon. It can't be. They closed that speed. They had to break that whole structure again. You understand what I'm saying? And it broke down, and then that was it. And now I blame us as well for giving them the spaces to understand. Sorry. Black people, you get there, every shop is Indian owned. Even the ones that we grew up with black owners, every shop is Indian owned. How do we run a tuck shop or how do we run a shop? We give it to them because of easy money or what?
No, Kgosi, come I tell you something. You see, the biggest challenge again about this subject is that you the more you get into it, is the more you realize that we have a problem the locals. The reason why people who used to run those plaza shops and those shops are not running them anymore, for simple reasons, no support. No support. End of the story. We failed to support these guys so that they can be able to sustain their business. Because of where does your money come from? It comes from your customers. If they're no longer supporting you and they want to go and buy a Pick and Pay, a ShopRite, wherever it is, what's going to happen? So what happens is that these guys now, who are foreigners, they come in, they rent the place, and when they buy stock collectively. Therefore, they are able to determine the price. And again, you talk about buying. Some of them, they're not even buying, they're manufacturing. Do you understand what I'm saying?
They're
manufacturing. So that is how they're able to get things on low case and check their prices. Their prices are so low, ridiculous, because of at the end of the day, it's manufactured from their backyards. They sleep in the same place. It's smelly. There's cockroaches and there's no hygienic whatsoever. At the end of the day, they come back, they open up there, and that whole guy is busy scratching his ass and is going to fetch that bread for you. You see, this is so messed up, and I don't understand what type of people are we that such kind of nonsense, when it happens, we don't rise and do anything about it. I've seen a couple of movements, Barkimang, and all these kind of people. That's fine. But I feel that at the end of the day, still, there is no support from our own government. We don't need to have Montalalax. Where is our government? They were supposed to be doing something about this thing. They don't take personal interest. Simple. They just don't take any personal interest. And that's the reason why I'm saying, don't come and tell me about government. Does not exist.
So once we put something, it's a container. In an opening more, this way they're selling. Stock or they move back and forth or garage. Normally what they do, they sleep in the same shop.
No, they demarcate again.
Yes, I think our bylaws. I do mail
shop. Yes.
So now we have millions of spazas that are like. Remember these guys. Abatli furu babule shopo. and ba robala ka mo a simple thing
my sister tried to kill the other one. This guy, what was doing was Pakistan. What he used to do was he used to get all these small boys, which I wanted to kill him myself. He used to call this young boys like sorry, every morning. Imagine. And my sister saw them like, why are all these boys always coming here every morning to do this? I don't know, Mama. I don't know. Let me see, baby. Check a bucket. He's like, no. That's not going to happen. You see, that is not going to happen. You understand what I'm saying?
You know, just
okay. So, we have the Department of Health.
Inspectors are called liberties on
the a food operation. So now
all those things.
All these municipalities, why are they not attending to this thing effectively?
Because our people get bribed when they go and do these things.
And then even when I saw them attending these things, they are so lenient. But really the food stuff they still cooperate in a sense. Yeah, no, this is in the link. Now I think they close the shop.
Yeah.
How? Because remember, abanale license here operation here, those things. So never twenty about a less shop. Stock was a fees. But can you reflect? Yeah, who is the one that in a date? You see, this one is expired. By BML, I don't know. Separate them. They are not taking actions. Now I saw a country in Africa. You know what they did? Foreign shops. They didn't even buy anything. They were closing them and chasing them away.
Yeah.
Wabona that thing ya Ubuntu is dealing na kwela kana kwa Mandela to rena rebe so welcome.
Yeah.
These are the results. And then I wonder if now we the results going forward, what are we doing about it? It's not hate. It's just regulating.
Yeah.
Because rebolela future generation. If you look at these things, our children are going to be even in slavery more than what you just told us already. By it as well. And again, Pakistan. Always you'll see bana leki mushupu hang around.
Hey, we why?
Observe how guy everywhere. What a small girl thing and the tree diabona I feel mo countering.
Hey.
But feel let's go bedroom. That's why when there's an influx here yes, because poverty has made people who buy cold drink. The Marabushiu must come and return the flavor.
You know, mine right now. You talk about our kids in our communities. The Tanzanians have entered in Kabodi Nyaupe. You need to understand. It is the Tanzanians. They're the ones who manufacture Nyaupe.
Yeah,
not the Nigerians.
Yeah,
Nigerians they're clear.
Kidi transporter.
Yeah, the Nigerians are clear. Nigerians they deal with coke, they deal with cat, they know their target market. They that's why a Nigerian comes into a space, he's got a moon, cuts it into pieces. Out of one piece is selling for 300 rands. He gets one smoker, is a white person, who's gonna smoke that whole moon. He's made 1.8 or 2,000 out of that person. That person is gonna hook him another one. Before you know it, he opens up a saloon as a front. Before you know it, he moves to Centurion, but he started off in Sunnyside.
Yeah.
So their modus operandi is the same. Then you've got the Tanzanians who concoct shit, who create every single thing that does not exist. You will smoke whatever it is. There's fucking ARVs there, whatever the case.
Red text in there and whatnot.
But now the sad story is this. These are the ones, which is the Pakistanis, are taking over the economy. They're positioning themselves for war, whatever it is. Then you've got black kids who are on Nyaupe, so there is no future leaders. And then you've got other people that are sober who are coming in and settling themselves around us and then setting up stores because of they want to join in the political parties and make a big noise and then change his song and then he's speaking Zulu and he's just coming from next door. Before you know it, you are run and managed and led by other people, not your own. And we seem to be not caring. I love, you see, guys, let me tell you something, you need to learn some certain things from the enemy. I love white people.
Yeah.
You know what white people do? They've distanced themselves from all the shit. They're taking their guns. They make sure that they are training their kids, training their household how to use a firearm. underneath the ground, they are building, storehouses where there's soundproof and everything, because already they can see that there's going to be shit that's going to happen.
Yeah.
White people, they think like that. They think ahead. The only thing I really is in just, you see.
Ask me now, but Monday. Do
you understand?
Instead of this,
do you understand? I understand. This is the same thing that Chancellor Williams said in his book, The Destruction of Black Civilization. And what made black people to lose the battle and the Caucasians to be ahead, the ability of the Caucasians to plan and think for the future.
Yeah.
That is what has worked for them.
Yeah.
While blacks were preoccupied by present day problems. Now, we're talking about all these foreigners. We're talking about the Chinese. We're talking about the Pakistanis and all these things. Why don't you ask yourself a question? Where are white people in all of this?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Do you understand?
Exactly.
Have you ever came across white people worried? No, already they've got a plan. They've got a plan. They've secured their economy. They move into more expensive areas. They are building more
gated communities,
gated communities and stuff like that. They are arming themselves and all these kind of things. They are, every time you come close, they shift. Every time, do you understand what I'm saying? So, whatever it is that is going to happen is only going to affect us, the natives, not them.
Yeah. And where, like in our place, it will be these people.
Exactly.
All right. No, why? It's 10 past 10. Hey, yeah. All right. Guys, thank you so much for being with us today. That's the end of our program, man. It's 10 o'clock. From 7 up until 10.
Oh, and then wait till the touching we 5 minutes, 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Wait till the I go to let's go more barrets by control. The level is to the miracle.
Yeah.
The construction, the project, the very lethal.
They are there.
Remember, Rona, refollower, didn't Rona master star Rona. But Rutile Hore, we evaluate this thing or Kapui, 100 rand. Then why Regis 100 rand.
Yeah.
Bona di come, Babuta Mutubar Kapui 20 rand. There's no way you can compete a limoto if the cost is everything where this thing 100 rand. Or calculate anything away in transport or whatever for it branding it to come to this.
Yes.
Mara ena. Eba botsa motho mong a re ke 20 rand ebe batho ba rona ibile a banya ke selo a nya ke lo itse re ha fitla a itshware o thuba o no re mphe ma boxer ma 6 wa tsamaya your own, and then how fitla o regile ntho ka 20 rand. So that's what's crippling even labor. Labor.
Yeah.
I can go bolela ka manufacturing products because ke bone mo ba iketsetsa dilo, and then batho ba rena still ba no reka, and then dilo tsela a di a se tsona.
We don't care. We don't care. Yes. So,
ignorance.
It's not xenophobic for you to just face the facts. This is not supposed to be done. These people, their own countries, China, they will hang you. They will burn you if you do something stupid to their own people. Something called they will. China, Ethiopia, Bangladesh, they will never do what they are doing in this country. They will never fake anything. They will never do. It's like we're going free for all. Come, call it we're just gonna be loving and welcoming for everybody. And then Haribua, you are xenophobic. You are not xenophobic for speaking the truth and to saying this is not supposed to be done. Hari hating more to whether Chinese or whatever. We're just saying come here with something meaningful that's going to help my country to go forward. Not Horano, not Lemo, it's fine. We cannot be doing 1 till 5. We cannot be, hey, you can't say xenophobic. Xenophobia, all this phobia nonsense, didn't tell blind. Transphobic, homophobic, all that mess about phobic for nothing, because whenever you speak something out, you are now a phobic something. I'm like, what the fuck is that?
You feel let's say lohore, only kamuntunya how. Motho wa tswang ko ntle a fitlhatse mosadi a motse ha ro a bolela ebile le maphodisa a tla o tswa
you are xenophobic
because di o lebelle melao e enforciwa mo rona nna ona ha re ka itsa crime ra bua tomorrow re ka tsoa fela re tshwere itse why ha ba etsa forensic DNA whatever fingerprints they come to us mara batho ba tswang kontle a ka na etsa anything I batla la ba ka kry fingerprint ba kry DNA
they can't even trace them.
It stays there gore motho a ritse ke maloswa ka ba swile. So this thing it only regulates us. That's why us South Africans we feel like we are prisoners in our own country.
What you're saying, Minor, it again takes us to another subject with the same of this whole thing about rights and everything. That you are regulated in how you raise your kids, how you handle your wife, and all these kind of things. And then from there, you can go to prison for shit because of now you've just disciplined your child. Or probably now you just became hard to your woman, and then the next thing, she wanted to have her own way. Then she can go and, you know. So everything comes and affects us. So we become victims. So you can't move. You can't fight a foreigner. You can't say anything to your wife. You can't discipline your kids. So when you're a sculpture and an ATM, that's all that you are.
That's it.
Yeah, that's how it is.
Right. Okay, join us tomorrow again, same time, same place, 7:30 to 10 o'clock. Tomorrow is our Spiritual Tuesdays. We are speaking religion in the African context. Tomorrow with the two people, the two guys I got but headphones. So we are done. So religion in the African context. Where did we lose it as Africans when it comes to Tabaya religion, when it comes to Tabaya our belief systems and whatnot? Why do people come here and call our belief systems demonic and ungodly when God gave it to us in the first place? This is Kgosi FM, just the host, Darina, but the show is the Kgosietsile live show, as you can see at the bottom. And thank you so much for, please, we're going to have this thing on Spotify and Anchor FM, and we're going to have it on YouTube as well. Please subscribe. If you like the content, subscribe and like and share the content, and please comment as well on all the comments, because we are now live on two platforms, YouTube and YouTube and Facebook. So do likewise, follow us on Facebook, click, comment, do anything you can, share this content, tell us more what you want us to talk about later, and then we'll be able to do that for you. So tomorrow, please talk about this, talk about that, and we will do that. It's not a problem, because this is Kgosi FM, and this is what this station was created for you guys, so you can be able to have a voice and say everything. And remember, never ever fall victim in your own country, because these people, wherever they come from, they don't do this thing. Their countries have clear laws on how they should be, like they should be able to behave. No South Africans owning a salon go Nigeria or Zimbabwe anywhere else, because their countries are telling us the small businesses are not for us, it's for them. So Leona, let's take pride in our country. I will see you tomorrow, same time, same place, 7:30 to 10 o'clock. We are talking religion in the African context. Okay, Borra, Ari, bye-bye. Cheers.
Bye.
Damal.
Linky